Good evening everybody. Welcome to the Sunday night stream. Hope you're doing well. Let me just swap over to the regular scene. We're going over to Dalaran at the moment. Oreo's just running off into the corner. So we'll just turn that music on. Good evening one and all. I hope you're doing well. Good evening John, Farmer True, Dressing Rose, Mushy, Turgis, thank you very much for the follow. And P. Sherman for the follow earlier. Saxon Girl and Alith, got Mushy, got Lizard here, Clayton Calix, Bevan SJ, Andy Magyar, Happiest Fun Rock, Ixiaz, and gosh, loads and loads of people. Sorry if I missed your name. I was just scrolling through everyone there. But thank you all for stopping by. From my Ori's right in front of the camera. Hold on. There we go. He's kind of at least in view, although he's got the back to the camera at the moment. Yes, Happy New Year, one and all. I hope you're doing well. The weekly wrap-ups are on Sunday now to match my stream time, Clayton. But Happy New Decade, yes. Another whole 10 years ahead of us. What are we going to do in those 10 years, I wonder? There's lots to be doing. I hope that World of Warcraft will be still here throughout all of it. That'd be fantastic. Jace, 155, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure whether Oreo's joining in tonight. Let me just adjust that again. There we go. I think he just wants a bit of attention. I haven't seen him all day. John Levy, 21, thank you for using your Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you too. Thank you ever so much for your support. Really is appreciated. Let's see, lots of emojis in the chats. For John, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Have to remember they're on Sundays. Yes, it's. We just switched on over because Gumdrops' normal stream was on Saturday, and my normal stream has been on Sunday. So once I took over the blog, it made sense to carry it on a Sunday. Zanzaful, well, thank you with the raid of 50. Thank you very much. How are you, Zanzaful? I hope you had a good stream. Thank you for stopping by. Good evening, Nanny. Love to see my December stats on. I won't do them tonight, Drizzling Rose, but I will do a video soon on all my latest bits and pieces for December, certainly. So it'll be coming. Come to hang out for the weekly wrap-ups. Oh, thank you, Sansaval. Very kind of you. Oh, look at all the kitty emotes in the stream now. That's fantastic. Gosh, everything's coming through. But thank you also, Vesa Mora. Thank you for your Twitch Prime. That's very kind of you. Summer Oreo, indeed. And Selenothus, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you all for stopping by. Yes, we have got the economy blog to talk about today. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, the new version of TSM has just been released to coincide with 8.3 coming out. I'm over here on the PTR at the moment. So I'm going to have a look at TSM here. I'll probably have a look at it in a bit more detail after we've gone through the whole of the Wowhead blog. But we'll go through the various bits and pieces that's come up. So we do have, let me bring it on over, the 106th edition of the Economy Wrap-Up. And we're going to be going through the new hot off the press add-on changes for 8.3. So we're going to be doing those. Oh wow, there's a whole load of gifted subs coming in. Hold on. Happiest, thank you very much for gifting 5 subs. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for your support. That's super appreciated. Thank you. Gifting 5. And a Scoreshane, saw you there. And Lucy Phil, thank you for stopping by. Happy New Year. And me and the family are doing very well. Thank you, Scoreshane. But let's see, lots of emotes are happiest. Thank you very much for your support and sharing the support with everyone else. If you do have a new sub, thanks to Happiest, do put some emotes in the chat. You missed the 100th edition. I must have to make sure you catch the 200th when it comes next millennium. It'll be quicker than that, I'm sure. If we can get to do it every week, it won't be too long. A couple of years, and then we'll get through. That's very kind. Look at all those coming through. Thank you, Happiest. That's very kind of you. Just want to see Oreo do the thing. Well, if he's feeling up to it, he might do it live as well. He's just settled down next to me. I haven't seen him all day, so quite nice to see him. He's just chilling out next to me at the moment. So we're going to go through the WoW Economy blog to start off with. Go through the add-on changes for 8.3 for TSM. I've written a little bit about setting goals, which is quite a good time to do that for the start of the new year. Octoberly, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. I always struggle with your name, whether to say hello Octoberly, or whether just to say hello once. But I think Octoberly is probably best, isn't it? I think by the time the 200th edition comes around, it'll be just about time for a new expansion announcement that will follow. Any is fine, no worries. Yes, I think another expansion will be about right, I'd say. It makes you giggle though, indeed. It would be like me playing WoW and then playing another game as well. Samadan plays WoW and Minecraft, or Samadan plays WoW and Hearthstone, or something like that. So yes, and then we've got a nice Reddit post talking about making lots of gold through using professions, which was quite interesting to read. And then we have a video on 8.3 preparation. And then I'm going to go through, thanks to lots of nice chats with Farmer True and the other multiboxers, I've gone through a little case study on multiboxing, just to kind of shed some light on multiboxing and demystify it. I know a lot of gold makers have recently been getting into it, if they're not into it already. I saw Sensors was doing multiboxing and getting into it just the other day. So it seems to be a natural progression for those that do make gold, is to, if they want to ramp up, they do start multiboxing. So it's I thought it'd be good to just talk about that. Gold, how are you? Good day to you. Hope you're doing well. Wowcraft, yeah, something like that, I'd say. I love that emote, Farmer Tree. That's awesome. And so that's pretty much the table of contents we're going to go through. So first and foremost is the TSM changes. So this is hot off the press. I only just found out about it before going live, and managed to do it a couple of hours before, just to update the blog so that we could talk about it. So TSM have been working hard at work trying to get 8.3 working with TSM, because it's changed fundamentally a lot of the stuff underneath the hood with the auction house. So it's amazing they've got it up and running before 8.3 has come out. So I'm here on the PTR at the moment, so I thought I'd try it and see how it looks. Obviously it's going to go through a number of fixes if there are any bugs. If you do find bugs, do put them out in the Discord, on the WoW Economy Discord, and then the team, I'm sure, will be able to deal with them as best as they can. You just started, you got your 5th account this morning, setting up your team now. Oh, fantastic, Salenthus. That's an awesome start. Mazel tov, how are you? How's you and the family? Hope you're doing well. Speaking of multiboxing, Mazel tov is one of the many multibox streamers that I've had the pleasure to have contact with. So we'll talk about multiboxing a little bit later. First off though, let's have a look at the new TSM. So we've got the standard interface here. Sorry Ari, I'm just going to move you over to the side. We can't quite see everything. Oh there. He's just rolled over as well, so that's about right. Let's put you down here next to me. Hold on. There we go. We just got Oreo rolling over on his back at the moment. He's probably going to end up clawing my knee in a moment. So relaxing watching me pet Oreo. I know. What's multiboxing? You're doing good. Excellent, more stuff. Good to hear. Garrison multiboxer. It's like a supreme. So this is the new 8.3 auction house. We can't quite see it. I think I don't have the move anything add-on, because otherwise I'd move this over to the side. Not on the PTR anyway. So what I'm going to do is just going to make myself a little bit smaller. I can drag this down a little bit. Oh, that's going to be too small. Hold on, let me put me over here. Let's bring me over here. Apologies for the reorganising of everything. We're just going to move things around so that we can see me and the auction house stuff down here, because we want to be able to see all the different tabs and things like that. Lizelle, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing well. And Chris1313, thank you also for the follow. Orio's literally just filling the camera up as he's rolling over the place. He's going to go for my knees in a moment. So this is the new 8.3 auction house that we're going to have in about, it's just over a week's time now, isn't it? Cats have an interesting way to tell you they've had enough of cuddles. They scratch you. Thanks for the loving. Now take that. Yeah, exactly. Although in Oreo's case, he'll literally just claw my knee because I've neglected him and he wants me to carry on stroking him. Oh, totally. Thank you very much to the host. It's very kind of you. So when we can go over here. We've got buy, sell. This is all the new interface here. And it looks like we go into the TSM interface here. Let's move this down here. Which, as they said in the blog, so there's things that are fundamentally different now. Oh, did I miss it, Mimi? Good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. It's been a while, haven't you? Oh yes, I see there, Mimi. I just scrolled up and caught it. Good to see you. Glad you've stopped by. So we're just going through TSM at the moment, just having a look at it in the new PTR. Let's have a look at the economy post. So this is what's changed at the moment. So obviously one of the big fundamental changes here is shopping and sniper. Because the way the auction house now works on the PTR and soon to be on retail is going to be this whole, it doesn't keep showing the last or the first pages. So they couldn't use that mechanic to do the sniper of bid sniper and buyout sniper. So instead what they're doing is, I didn't think they'd actually do this. I thought they would just retire the whole thing entirely. But they're actually going for a solution here where they're going to scan the entire auction house. So obviously, I imagine on really busy servers that's going to be quite difficult to do. I don't know how frequent that scan will be. Maybe it's just a continuous rolling scan or something like that. I don't know how they'd program it. Ice Cream Boy, thank you very much for the follow, and Osrolf, Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, talking of the sniper. So it's going to be interesting how this works on the busier servers. Although the auction house, I believe, is a lot sort of sleeker and quicker now. It's going to be interesting seeing how sniper will work. They've taken out the buyout, the bid sniper, because bidding seems to be pretty much non-existent anyway. It's hardly encouraged. When you're selling something, you don't have the bids on by default, and you have to go actually into the buyout mode here. And this doesn't work for commodities anyway. This is only for equipment. So this is going to be the default method. So I've got a feeling that bid wars are going to pretty much be gone, and very few people are going to be using them. Adriana, how are you? Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing well. But then the TSM version, they still have their sniper. So you've got run buyout sniper now, so that's changed. You don't have bid and buyout. If we were to run a buyout sniper now, I'm not sure what I would have currently running at the moment. We're running a sniper scan. Obviously this is on the PTR, so I got no idea whether anyone's really testing this at this stage. But it'd be very interesting to see. If we stop the scan and let's try something like, if we go into my groups, I don't have any groups here, so base group is, I've got a new group there. Let's stick on the base group. Let's go through sniper. The default sniper operation is the large one that we normally have. Let's take this out and just look for anything over 1 gold. That would be quite an easy way to just test it to see if it's working. We'll close that off and we'll close that down, open it back up again, and we'll run a buyout sniper. There we go. There's some things coming up that are over 1 gold. So I'll just let that running. There we go. You know, Want to Buy Gold is very moody about the last in, first out. I can see how, from a rationale and sensibility point of view, I can see how for him it doesn't make sense. But I can see why the team have done it. So I don't think it's going to change behaviour, because I think the general behaviour has always been those that post little and often frequently throughout the day, even whether it was doing cancel scans or doing repeated posts of their auctions, the behaviour is still essentially the same. So it's going to favour that kind of person anyway. And I don't think there's a lot you can do about that. And I think last in first out is probably a good method for just trying to keep the prices the same. Timmy James, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. And Nelliet, and hope you're doing well. So let's carry on with the other changes to TSM. So we can see the sniper working at the moment. Wave, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. And then auctioning wise, so things have changed here. So obviously the stack size is no longer a factor, so it will just be the amount you put on. So and they've increased that, instead of 200, they've increased that up to 5,000. So we're going to have a look at our operations. They're still making it possible for multiple operations to still work, which is quite nice because I have a lot of those with my cooking. But isn't it last in, first out? Isn't that the better way? Wasn't it first in, last out that it was getting upset about? That's correct. That's the way it works on the new 8.3 auction house. It's last in, first out. First in, last out is effectively saying the same thing in reverse, I think. That should work. I tried to buy Shadowlands, but it seems bugged, so the purchase doesn't go through. Oh, sorry to hear that, Tarina. I would imagine reach out with Blizzard support and they'll be able to sort that out for you. But won't that cause an infinite reposting by everyone? Yes, it would, Wolf, but it's no different to people doing lots of repeated undercuts by one copper. It's the same system, really. So it does favour the person that will repeatedly post. And the thing they've done with the no worries, Anseful. Thank you for the host, by the way, the raid from earlier. But yeah, get yourself some food. So talking about the post caps, going through those. So multiple operations are still supported, but the cap has been raised to 5,000, which is really nice because you literally will just say, okay, I want to sell 5,000 Tide Spray. I wonder if more than 5,000 would be a requirement that we need to push up. I don't know whether posting 5,000 in one go of anything would be a good idea, but it does happen when you see large stacks of things being posted up. Your bad said, you said it wrong. First in, last out versus first in, first out. First in, first out should be preferred when at the same price. That is the common sense methodology that I would understand, yes. That is how it makes sense in general. But then if you flip that on its head and think about why Blizzard have changed it to the other way, that means that basically what they're trying to do is trying to keep people posting at the same price. Now that doesn't really help you if you've posted something on and someone else immediately posts after you. The other way you could do that is just basically spread it out over maybe a number of different price points, although the cheapest will always get bought. Or he's just resting his feet against me. So I can see it's a compromise, but I can understand why they've done that. It doesn't make sense from a cognitive point of view, definitely. Cut down on undercuts, but not cancel scans and reposting at the same price. Exactly as Bacon Bits said, and they've incorporated that in on the new TSM. When you run a cancel scan, TSM will suggest that you cancel an auction that's been undercut or has been listed more recently than your own at the same price. So TSM are going to log those older auctions, so you'll be able to take off your old auctions and post them on fresh, basically. So basically you're going to keep rotating through your auctions. I've got a feeling it's going to be very much kind of like, instead of doing one big post of auctions, little and often, it's going to be the more preferred behaviour. Wonder how the changes will affect the servers on various server sizes. Will some markets collapse or crash? Will others spike up? It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I have no idea. So people choose their cheaper version. With the new system, they have no other choice than to buy the cheaper system. The cheapest will always automatically get bought, no matter who is selling. So you can't choose to buy something. Let me just have a look. Let's look for something shopping-wise. Have you got any Tide spray? Oops, no, Tide. Let's have a look. Actually, no, I haven't got any items in here. Let's look at it this way. Let's look for Tide. There's no Tide spray on at the moment. Anything commodities-wise that is on here? Is it because we're running the sniper scan? Let me just stop that scan. That might interfere with this. Got no Tide spray. Anything beginning with T. No items found. Are there any items on at all? Let me have a look. Oh, I'm in weapons. Maybe we have to come out of this. Go there. Oops, no, it helps if you spell it correctly. We'll get there eventually. Hold on. TI. There we go. So we have Tide spray linen. There's 5,285 on at 100 gold at the moment. There we go. Weapons category, yep, there we go. What did I miss on? With don't understand how this will end undercuts. It won't necessarily. People still will be able to undercut if they want to. I think it's just in general trying to discourage it, and the same reason of having the last in first out system is trying to encourage people to match the same price. With the new 8.3, there is no longer any deposit cost for posting in the commodity market. I don't know if there's any cost at all. I'd have to test that out, but that would be interesting, definitely, if there wasn't. And also, yes, as you said, Salenthus, pretty stacking will no longer be a thing. Oh, I missed Helion Lux. Thank you very much for the follow as well. There we go. Let me just scroll down because I've missed loads of things in the chat. There we go. Those are the people you're talking about, the ones who don't understand and undercut dramatically. This is where, as a gold maker, having a better idea on the market prices is where it's going to be useful. So we will have our Trade Skill Master tool tips, or you'll have something like the Undermine Journal add-on as well. And so you'll be able to see the market data for each of these items. So we, as gold makers, we'll be able to see what the correct pricing should be. So it's going to be interesting, definitely. Lazy Titan, thank you very much for using your Prime. 6 months in a row, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Let's see, lots of emotes for you. Thank you very much indeed. And Crooker, how are you? And Nova Plane, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So I think overall it's going to be interesting to see how it develops, and props to the TSM team for getting this ready in time for 8.3, so at least we can set up our operations and fix things and get things working, ready for the new patch coming out. Timmy James, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. I love the Sparety shrug, Crookers, that's awesome. So I Mystical, hi to you, hope you're doing well. Oh, where's Oreo going? He's just standing up at the moment. So what else is changing with TSM? Some of the infrastructure that Blizzard has introduced for patch 8.3. Yes, the mailbox is changing, so it's going to be a 100 item limit instead of 50, and a 15-second refresh down from 60. That's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be one of the big things. So what exactly can TSM do after the patch? Almost nothing. Oh, not at all. You'll still be able to post at your desired prices. You'll be able to still do your operations. You can still do sniper scans if you want to. So it's very much the same add-on, really. It'll still help you with posting, crafting, and getting everything set up. So moving on from that, so that's going to be TSM and how it works. We'll have another closer look at that once I've gone through the whole blog at the moment, and then we'll go back and have a look at anything new on the new version. I'll check it on retail as well, just to see check my old operations and see. Still helpful for posting large quantities of transmog items. Exactly, yes, and getting the prices about right as well. Whether you set your operations to match the existing price or what we do, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So moving on, let me just move over from the auction house now. Let me move my screens back. Let's move Oreo back over this side and me back down this side. Let me just make that a bit bigger, like that, and Oreo on top. I think that should work. You a little bit bigger, Oreo. He's just behind, facing the wrong direction at the moment. There we go, and I can move this across. There we go. Oh, right one too. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully the chat isn't going to obscure this too much. So I thought it'd be good to talk about setting goals, as it is the start of 2020, and what kind of goals are people going to be setting for their gold making? Are people aiming for the long boy? Are they trying to get to gold cap? Are you trying to make enough for a token a month, or are you trying to make enough to fund your multiboxing team? There's lots of different reasons for setting goals, and I thought it'd be fun to just do a slight World of Warcraft equivalent of you're doing the long boy, you're doing the long boy. I think it's a common thing at the moment, isn't it? Definitely. So I know a lot of people talk about the SMART method of setting goals, which is like specific, measurable, achievable, relative, and time focused. So I thought we'd change that and make that the Furbolg method, which is going to be the way to make gold, and top of the list is fun. That's the main thing. Mark, hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. Longboy and buying the Blizz gear with your own money. Paying for the Shadowlands expansion, that's another one. Longboy increasing your 3-box to 5-box. You're going to make and level your 50th ult this year. That's awesome. Drizzling, that's absolutely loads. I see you, Timmy James. I saw you. I saw your lots of watts from earlier as well. I'm not sure whether you have a specific question or anything, but if you do, please do say in chat, and we'll answer as best we can. Wow, 50 capped alts. That's awesome. Yeah, 50 is absolutely amazing. I'm a long way off of that myself. I wouldn't have time to play all of those, certainly. You got your 37th to 90. Wow. Yeah, that's just amazing. So when does the long boy go away again? It will be the launch of Shadowlands. It's not completely going away. You still will be able to get it on the black market auction house. Speckert, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. This year you may actually organise your inventories of all your characters. That's a good goal to have, certainly. Do you know if there'll be any new consumables in 8.3 besides food? As far as I know, it's just the new food, and that's it as far as I know. That uses the new meat and fish that you can get, but that all the other materials are just the same, I think. Do you think the longboy is achievable starting with patch 8.3? Have most professions up to date, but not 100%. I think that's a great position to be in, definitely. It certainly is achievable. You need about a 3.5 million. Yep, I'd say that's achievable. It's all about setting your goals. Oh, Orio's going for my knee now. Setting your goals. We got down here the L in Furbolg, the long-term goal. And then organise and order your time. That's the O. And then do things like we were talking about professions. Understand your market, breadth and diversity. And then the final focus is obviously gold. How much gold do you want? When do you want it by? How much do you need to make each day? And go from that one. Maybe watch Kuhn. He does it with 14 hours a week. Exactly. Kuhn is doing a fantastic way of doing it through mainly farming. So if you haven't checked out Kuhn, most definitely give him a check. Hello, thank you very much for the host. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Garrison's work too, actually working on building up your third garrison. Another Shayna D, doing very well. Thank you very much. We have a big cat rather than a big dog at the moment. We have 7 kilos of Oreo sat next to me. Kuhn is doing. Ow! There goes my knee. Ow! Sorry, Oreo. How can you make 5 million in one day? Speak to one to buy gold. He's going for it 1 in a month. It's definitely doable. Devouring your food. It's hard to type earlier. No worries, Wave. And you just bought a RX 570 graphics card since it was on sale. Very nice. Buy 40 accounts and farm for 24 hours. 2 a night, and it can be done. There you go. Farmer True's got the answer for you there. It can be done once you scale up. And we talk about multiboxing in a moment down. The profits are absolutely massive once you think about it. If you can scale up to beyond 16 characters and go up to 40 or something like that. And Multiplied Gold is doing it with 8 accounts. Just imagine what he would be able to do if he had 32 accounts. It's all a question of scale, really. Having a hell of a time finding profitable outlets. Is there ever a time it makes sense to just change servers, or is there a better way to think about it? I'm not the one to say for changing servers, because I've never changed a server. I've stayed on Shadowsong for 15 years. Although, that said, I've only been gold making seriously for the past 2. It's all down to how you feel your current server is, and whether you think the cost in transferring over is worth it. By all means, have a look at other servers and see if they suit your playstyle. That's banned, even getting auction house up for your arts and garrisons. Your PC can only handle 3 wows before it crashes. Yeah, that can be the issue. Is a very technical issue. Is getting multiboxing work, certainly. Anyone else's TSM keep bugging on the cancel scan? Yours keeps glitching on the finish and confirming bit. It has just had an update. Is this a recent thing, Big Mooney? I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few bugs that have crept in. It's not the... I find I have to do repeated cancel scans anyway. Oh, a link for the Wowhead. Good point, actually. Let me just copy that and put that in the command. One moment, and I'll get that in. Oreo, please don't take my knee out whilst I'm doing this. Let me do this, and then copy and paste that, and then I can submit that one. Then hopefully, if I do a Wowhead, there we go. That should give you a link to the wrap-up. Yep, there we go. That is in there now. I should put that on my Discord as well. I'll do that afterwards. Yeah. Just get main alt, send the gold to buy stuff, and then you have the Bruto. You don't need the auction house anymore. That's also useful. Yeah, definitely. Do we know if something has expired or sold on the auction house? In other words, if something is low amount on the auction house and then you're not on the auction house, do we know if it's sold or expired? I don't know. I don't know if there's a way of actually tracking that at this stage. Z, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. And Dave, thanks for stopping by. I hope you've had a lovely holiday, and Happy New Year to you. We're just going through the Wowhead blog at the moment, so we've got new changes on TSM coming through, so getting prepared for 8.3, and then we're talking about setting goals for gold making. So we're going to use the Furbog method when it comes to setting our goals. And then moving on, we got a few other things here. So there was a great post on Reddit this week talking about making a lot of gold using professions. And what I liked about this post is it's a very sort of progressive way of making gold. Start with one profession, see what works for you. If that works, then that's great, then keep making money in that profession. Then expand and diversify on that, and then go on. And Aziyax did this by going alchemy, inscription, cooking, tailoring, enchanting, blacksmithing, leatherworking. So just progressing through the professions, as well as doing a few other bits and pieces like using trade chat and stuff like that. So it's a very useful post. I highly recommend going and reading that one. Oh, Zanzibar, thank you very much for resubscribing. Thank you very much. That's 2 months. Thank you very much for your support. Let's see some emotes for you. Thank you very much indeed. We just added 3 extras to make sure you have a male and female of each class. There we go, Mushy's got them all. That's fantastic. They're lined up perfectly. So this was quite a good post. Definitely worth having a look at there. And then also just recently, Lon Measley did a really nice video going through some preparation for 8.3. So he's got a nice video on YouTube going through and talking about something that's not talked by many people, and that's the fact that some of the old items like Thunder Fury is now transmoggable, some of the old legendaries. So there may be some ways of making gold if people are starting to try and get these things and then make them transmoggable. So, and then there's also the 8.3 changes and various bits and pieces. So highly worth a watch there. I'd recommend that one. Most of your alts is female Pandaren monks. Fantastic. Any reason that, or is that just your favourite character class? So, moving on. You got one character. As in, who's got one character, Mushy? I have just a few, just a handful, unfortunately. New Auction House 8.3, it gives me a chance to redo your TSM profile along with rejigging all your professions on your tunes. So I finally got, oh, Drizzling Rose. Oh, right, okay. Drizzling Rose is going for 50 alts, so if they're all monks, they're technically one character, really. So rejigging your professions, finally got BFA and decided to stop working an expansion behind everyone else. Their sales dropped right down. That's a good idea, Z. Now's the time to definitely get into it. And 8.3 coming round. I'm really looking forward to it. I think there's going to be lots of people coming back to WoW. And hopefully people trying out the auction house. Maybe those that are trying to save up for the long boy will be able to get it as well. Looks like Oreo's disappeared, so I'll just turn his camera off for the moment. There we go. Let me just make sure I've not gone AFK on this side. Then we'll go back here. Okay. Having the same name, they're all sisters. Oh, right, okay. When leveling my cooking, what did I do with all my food that doesn't sell well? If it doesn't sell well, if it's expired a certain number of times, my most likely thing is to probably vendor it. That would be my first option. Not just food, that would just be with anything. No one will do it like you did with the long boy pick. That was good fun though. That definitely was. Stevie B, good evening to you. Or save it for turn-ins for Warfronts, or eat it all. That is true. You could do that, Octoberly. That would be fun. You get completely stuffed. So, the last thing, and feel free, all the multi-boxers in the chat, to pitch in here and offer more advice. I wanted to talk about multi-boxing because so many people are doing it now. I thought, and it's been going on for years and years. I mean, I've been aware of multi-boxing since when back in the day when I played EverQuest. There were people dual boxing and multi-boxing and going through simply because you could, and it's a challenge and it's fun. What's multi-boxing? Exactly. So basically, multi-boxing, for those that don't know, is running multiple versions of the same game on the same computer, or multiple computers, and playing the game on multiple characters at the same time. Now this has got a lot easier with software like ISBoxer that makes it so much easier to send the commands to each character at the same time. Chuck Norris is real multiboxing. Wait till they come up with a quest in Najatar or a hand in. Yeah, is that for the foods? Definitely. And then basically, kind of the first thing that everyone asks, as Farmer True was talking about, is it gets very much confused with botting, and it's not botting, because botting is basically running a character or multiple characters without even being there and just having the whole thing automated, and that is clearly and against the Blizzard terms of service. But multiboxing is completely fine by Blizzard. It's not supported, as in they won't give you technical support from it, but it doesn't violate any rules either. So basically, multiboxing is fully legal and supported. Well, not supported by Blizzard, but it's fully legal and it's fine by Blizzard. Oh, thank you, Leif, for gifting a sub to Mazeltov. That's very kind of you. Let's see, lots of emotes for Mazeltov. Wishing you all the best. There we go. Very kind of you, Leif. So this comes on to, if you can multibox, which you clearly can. I mean, Blizzard even allow you to have multiple accounts assigned to one Blizzard account. Oh, Xanderful gifting a sub to Octoberly as well. Oh, such kindness in this channel. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you all for your spreading of the love and the support. It really is appreciated. Let's see a whole load more emotes in the chat. Thank you very much indeed. There we go. I think, though, by allowing shared herbs and ores, Blizzard have created a problem that might not have been there before. With multiboxing, potentially, but that is only one method of multiboxing. Obviously, they've got the whole things with the 2x4 farms. Those are sort of few and far between, and in order to do that even more efficiently, you need to have even more characters spread out even a wider area. But it still makes it possible, certainly. Titiago, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So this comes on to why to do it. Obviously, I'm not a multi-boxer myself, so I can only suppose what the reasons are. I would be tempted to do it myself, certainly. That is, if I can't just do a normal rotation without looking at my keyboard, which I do most of the time. I'm not exactly the most dexterous of players. Okay, Lynn, thank you very much for the bits. Very kind of you. Even more fun running multiple instances at the same time. Exactly, there's lots of different things. Mirik, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Can you imagine the amount of herbs not available without multi-boxing? Exactly, we need multi-boxing because on Alchemy and Tie Spray Linen and Zenithid, I just need as much as I can possibly get as a profession person. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to press. There we go. Oh, I missed you there, Rasheen. Just lurking at the moment. Nice work again on this week's wrap-up. Appreciate the effort. Oh, thank you, Rasheen. It's very kind of you. I want to try and spread it as much as possible, and if I do miss anything or get anything wrong, please do tell me, either in chat or in the comments or directly. I'm always here to learn, and if there's something you would like me to post about in the future, let me know. Nice to see you. Hope all is well. Interesting to check out Auction Station. Definitely, Steve. Definitely indeed. We tried doing a mini multi-box, 2 Druids, before you quit last winter, and it was neat. You just didn't get very far with it. That's what I would probably do. I would start with 2, like Senzas has done. She started with 2 and then worked her way. I can see her doing more and more over time, definitely. You rather buy and go out and farm. It all depends on on what you really want to do, doesn't it? And that goes back to the furbog method. What's fun for you? And for a lot of people, the challenge of multiboxing is really fun, and I would be definitely tempted to do it myself, definitely. Spare Tea, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you. Speaking of multiboxing, Spare Tea is one of the many people that I know that does do multiboxing. Farmer True as well, who's in the chat at the moment. So if you do have any specific questions, hopefully they'll be able to answer your questions, certainly. And you're going to start up as well, right, too. I did see you mention it in Senza's chat when she was getting started. It's very tempted, and I would be certainly tempted to give it a go myself. I think I've got a powerful enough computer now to at least give it a go. Having the extra revenue from the same amount of players keeps the game financially stable. Yeah, I'd see that as a good point, Z, definitely. You got your 5 accounts already. Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. And Persephone, talking of multi-boxes, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Just going to hop on the bandwagon there. Exactly. It's using the old fossil for 3 of them. Oh, there you go. That should work. You can never get Iceboxer to behave with clicking on mats. Oh, okay. Oh, Regine, thank you. Wow, 13 months. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you for your continued support, Regine. That really is appreciated. I don't know if I haven't actually done that yet. Hold on. There we go. Regine should most definitely be a VIP as part of this channel. Your input has always been amazing, so thank you very much. Just giving you, because you love when people decide to take up multiboxing. Yeah, just can you imagine? No problem, Regine. You've always been supportive of the channel, so thank you very much, and thank you for resubbing for 13 months. That's absolutely brilliant. You have 5 NA accounts and 1 EU. Very nice start, WebGirl, definitely. Rennie D, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. You'll probably try boxing again, and now you're back and even reactivating your 2nd account too. Definitely you're on the way then, Mark, definitely. It does draw you back in. I don't know, talking about multiboxing does make me want to try it. But I'm talking of goals, though. I would like to certainly look at professions first on one account before I start looking at multiboxing. For me personally, and just because I don't think logistically my fingers are set up for multiboxing just yet. And even you've got a team as well. Excellent. Should I Spare Tea? I've seen you do it, and I've seen Want to Buy Gold do it, and I've seen lots of people do it on their streams. I would struggle, I imagine, with talking at the same time as running that many characters, but that might be just me. I mean, if you've seen me do my rotations on any of my other characters, and the number of buttons I mash, and looking down at my keyboard, I could see it being certainly a challenge, certainly. GG Laser, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Four Taylor's doing high performance barn nets is so much cloth. Yeah, that was the thing. That is the tempting thing. That is the reason why I would want to do multiboxing, is simply because having the extra mats, the access to the mats is the reason why I'd want to do it. Definitely. Just make arcane mages 1 2 1 2. That could work for me. Definitely. Definitely, that could work. You tend to get your potatoes rolling around the zone. They never stay in line. Yeah, it's going to be interesting if I ever tried it. So in terms of like the costs for multiboxing, obviously you have to pay for each account, but usually, as a lot of people are talking about in the stream, it's a lot of people who are at this stage of their gold making where they've got a million or two in the bank, and they're thinking, okay, well, I could afford to buy more than a token a month. Should I use that token to then build up another account? And I know lots of people have started that way and then built up from there. And I think, as Farmer True said earlier, it's really down to a matter of scaling up, because once you scale up to the 8 characters, then why not go 16? Then if you've got the computers for it, why not go 32? So the more you scale it up, the more options you have available to you. Why not go 128? Exactly. It's all down to how much computing power you have and how much you can actually handle managing that many characters. I'm sure it will get to a point where it's just not feasible. But then, I think once you got to that point, I think you'll be well away anyway. Hi there, SeanCool.com. 200 is about the hard limit. Is it really, Farmer True? I never even considered that there would be a hard limit. That's amazing. Trying hard not to get sucked into the vortex. You could go 8, but you like your 4. Couldn't think of names anyway. That's true, actually. Think of all the names, apart from numbers and things like that, definitely. But if you do want to know more, I'm not the person to ask. There are plenty of people in the chat, and I've linked to as many streamers and people that Farmer True has let me know of, as well as ones I know of myself. And then I've linked to Multiboxology as well. So if you do want to know more, all the people to ask are here. And if I have missed anyone out, I do apologise. I'm sure anyone on that list will be able to point you to anyone else, certainly. Persephone, Pers A, Pers B. There we go. Pers C. You got a sequence going. Definitely Sparety, definitely. Really, really creative names. Gold Farmer A, Gold Farmer B. There we go. When he goes in Storm and just owns the city, that always got me. Gathering team names are Gather Bot, Gather Mate, Gather Buddy, and Gather Minion. See, there we go. Samadan, Samafan, a Samaman, Sana Woman. There we go, TSM. Excellent. We already have Stabadan, so I'm sure there's lots of things we could do. Definitely. Samadan. Samayam. You could have Spartacus difference. You could have Spartacus and no, I'm Spartacus and I'm Spartacus. There's so many different. There's lots of fun you could have with all the different names, certainly. So most definitely, multiboxing is certainly here to stay, and I'll be very interested to see how the gold making community sort of progresses as more and more people seem to be doing it. All yours have unique names because you're complicated like that. Absolutely. 300 multiboxes. This is Sparta, exactly. Your tailoring team could add easily, though. They're all named after sewing machines. Oh, that's a good idea for something. I like that one. That's really good. So that's pretty much most of everything on the Wowhead blog this week. If you do have any questions, please do shout out in chat, or if you have any comments of things you would like to see in future ones, let me know in the comments below, or contact me through any of the usual channels. But that is most of the things I've gone through there. Yeah, I think I've gone through everything there. So let me move that one over there. I think probably worth having a look, whilst we're on the PTR, let's have a look at the TSM and the 8.3 changes, just to see if there's anything we might have missed. We'll have a look at that, and then we'll probably go into retail after that, and have a look at actual my mailboxes for this last few days, and take it from there. Oh, looks like Oreo's come back, so good timing, Oreo. We'll pop your camera down there. There we go. I has fleas, you has fleas, he has fleas, she has fleas. That's brilliant. Now you has fleas. That's brilliant, right one too. I love that one. I know once my gold's gone for the Snow White and the Seven Dwarves as well. No problem, Stephanie. Happy to spread the love. If there is people I've missed out, I mean, Farmer True was absolutely golden in listing out many people, including yourself, in of those that I wasn't fully aware of. So props goes to him, certainly. What's your opinion on the Black Empire BOA gear? versus the uncanny. I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit like the benthic gear. I'm not sure how readily available it's going to be though, so that's going to be interesting certainly. I've got a feeling that it's going to pan out a lot like the Notorious and benthic gear has panned out. So it's not as good as sales as Sinister gear. We had some really good sales with Sinister gear, but I've got a feeling the uncanny gear will get some reasonable sales, definitely. Named all you can remember at the time. Exactly, Farmer True. You did a great job there. Thank you. Word is the tokens will be rare. It's helpful. Farmer True is awesome. So helpful even when I don't listen. Yeah, I can imagine. So do you need tokens for the Black Empire gear? Is that what you need? In which case it might be interesting then, definitely. Rennie D, I think I missed your follow from 9 minutes ago. I do apologise, but thank you for the follow. Is it possible for items to be in more than one group? When trying to make groups, some items don't show up. The only way, Renault Fox, to do that is you can have multiple items, items in multiple groups, only if you have two variations, one with item variations on and one with item variations off. But other than that, the only time an item always has to be in one group, definitely. The Expulsum is going to be a bottleneck, definitely, Mushy, definitely. I wonder if Tide Spray is going to really spike in price. That's going to be the interesting one. Am I on the PTR? Yes, I am, right one too. We're just checking out TSM on here, so we had to look at it earlier. Let's take Oreo's camera off here, as he's not here at the moment. And so we're looking at the new TSM on the auction house at the moment. Oh, there we go. First highlighted message. We did have one earlier, didn't we? The last stream. Week 9 of card opening tracking. Total cards open 50k. Grand value of average is 5.3. So your average is pretty much on point though, hasn't it been, Rose? Since you started this, certainly. 50,000 cards. I think it won't move much. No, I think you're pretty much there now. So 5.3 is pretty good, definitely. Time Spray went from 4 to 6 gold on your server to 14 to 19 in the last 2 weeks. Interesting. Very interesting. I haven't checked on my server recently. I do have a reasonable stock at the moment. But I've got a feeling that's going to get used up very, very quickly. So I'm not really sure what I can really test at this point on the PTR, other than we did check out the sniper operation earlier, and the buyout sniper does show everything running on the auction house. So that at least gives us these bids and buyouts are all at sort of a 55 silver. So there's nothing. This is everything under a gold, I think it's showing. So let me just change this. Let me stop the scan and look for anything. Let's change the group here. So the base group, group operations, sniper default. We had it just set to a fixed price. So let's look at, say, 100 gold. Does that show me everything? Let's have a look here. So now we can see some other things that are coming up at 40 gold. Obviously it's a little bit slower now, so as it's going through. But it's not showing those other ones that were cheaper, which is interesting. EU average went from 44 to 5, so it's definitely rising. Yeah, so keep an eye on any decent Tide Spray prices if you can now. Now's the time to actually... you got 35 results with inscription daily crafting. Wow, that's pretty good. Oh, that's with your Omen cards. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to have to have a look at that with my inscription, certainly. So with Tide Spray, you can craft braces with other professions than just Tide Spray linen. Yes, that is true, Rasheen, isn't it? You have got the leatherworking side, and those can be quite cheap as well. In fact, it's often forgotten. The coarse leather is usually quite expensive, I've noticed on my server, but what's the other one? Shimmer scale. That is actually that can be quite cheap because people aren't as aware of it, certainly. So if you can get something at a decent price there, then it's certainly worth making those. And then obviously there's the blacksmithing ones. I've got no idea what the prices are on that, as I don't have a blacksmith. But I'm not sure there's a lot I can actually test on the PTR at the moment, so I think I might be better off going over to retail and checking through things there. So one moment, I'll be right back. I'll just swap my screens over. And just turn that off for the moment, and then we'll just exit out of this, and I'll swap over to the main game. So I'll go over to here, and we'll launch this, and then I'll be back in a moment. There we go. There we go, and we're back. So we'll go over, let's check Samadan first. We'll go through, check his mailbox. I had emptied it a short while ago, so it's only probably about a day or so old, but it's worth having a look, definitely. We'll have a look and see if there's anything else we can add to, and we'll have a look at that tie spray and see what the kind of prices are at the moment. Slowly filling each alt's bank with a year of mats, got 9 alts done. Wow, that is so much. You make about 12,000. You've really doubled down on these cards, haven't you, Drizzling Rose? That's amazing. But if it works for you, then... Oh, who's this over here? Why is Lord Adder here? That's unusual. Okay. Wish I actually made 1,600 cards, no purples. Wow, that's a decent amount. Is it a question? Is it a Legion thing? I've never seen that before. Should we help out? Well, let's help out a little bit. We might as well. There we go. I'm not sure if it drops anything. A sticky volatile substance. There we go. You're a gold inflator that ruins the economy. Not at all, Drizzling Rose. Not at all. That's what it's all about, really. Is finding something that works and repeating it as much as you possibly can. Dervalicious, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. So we're going to check through my... I guess we'll check my mailboxes first. We'll see how that is going. We do have some sales, which is a good start. 33,000, which is really good. Giddy, thank you very much for using your Prime. Very kind of you. And Adster, thank you also for the follow. Let's see, lots of emotes for you, Giddy. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated for your support. You have sometimes a sticky volatile substance, do you, Big Mooney? So what have we had in terms of sales here? Let's have a look. We have Notorious Combatant Cloak for 4,000. Various enchants here. Hexweed bag, slightly cheap at 998. Some food, Azure Silk hood, and Azure Silk vest. So someone's going for the Azure outfit for their transmog. Satin boots there for 2,000. Tome of Illusions, Secrets of the Shadowpan and Pandaria. And an enchant cloak binding with intellect for 4,500. That's pretty good. Even without selling a single item on auction house, WoW has a lot of ways to make consistent amounts of golds, but easy to keep you going. Exactly, Wolf. There's something for everyone, definitely, and you don't necessarily have to use the auction house. So many monks now that when you log in, the login page only has monks all the way down. If you don't scroll it, that's brilliant. You want them all to be level 120 before the next comp stomp. Yeah, that would be a good way to run through and get some marks of honour, certainly. So 33,000 for Samadan is a good start. That takes us over 400,000. So we're slowly recouping our gold after I bought a whole load of tokens and Shadowlands the other day. So I'm getting back into... I mean, I'd like to get over 1 million with Samadan, certainly. Then I'd feel a bit more comfortable before I start spending any more serious gold. In terms of my auctions, we do have a couple of sales. Mekdal's Big Mech. Everything's about to expire actually looking at this. So we can test out council scans now. They should work. I mean, they are fairly glitchy in terms of like clicking one and then rolling through. That's nothing new in terms of those. I usually just try and scroll as quickly as possible to catch as many as I can. I think if I take all of these off, then we should be in a good position to just repost them on. I did this last time. I need to change my timing sequence so that everything's not expiring whilst I'm on stream. Then I won't have to do this at the same time. But with 2 hours left, we might as well take them off. There's about 350 odd auctions on here, so it shouldn't take me too long using the scroll wheel. Once we've caught up with everything here, take the rest of these off. Take any character you've leveled using the AV anniversary thing, go back and do as many quests as you can, be bothered. Think of the amount of gold granted from completing the quest at max level will surprise some people. I've done that with Samadan actually, Wolf. You do get a reasonable amount of gold just through going through and doing the quests. And going back and doing the quests is also useful if you want to get some extra reputation as well. I'm going to take these enchants off as well because they're likely to have been undercut anyway. So I'll just take everything off and then we'll repost it all on. That'll be the easiest way there. Okay, Dressing Rose. Got to get up at 4 tomorrow. Ouch. Yes, I'm back at work tomorrow, getting up at 5:20. So have a great rest and hopefully see you again soon. Right, let's go through and start with all these cancels. Now it's going to be lovely once the new auction house has a 15-second refresh and 100 items in the mailbox. That's going to be definitely a lot nicer. It's the thing that's going to hold me back there is going to be bag space more than anything else. Henkin, how are you? Is it possible to make a little gold before level 60 in BFA? You're struggling a bit migrating to a new realm. Before level 60, certainly. If you follow Kuhn, he does a bit of farming of like mining and herbalism of all the kind of like the various herbs and ore that you get as you level up, and those have been profitable. But the main thing really is he found certainly was getting to 120 as soon as possible was more beneficial than trying to make gold on the way. So I'd probably suggest that. Got some nice 32 slot bags up in the auction house for me. Right, okay. I think I've got 32 ones on. I have on. There we go. Made by Ginny. There we go. Embroidered deep sea bag. There. I've got 2 of yours on at the moment, and then the other 2 are made by Masculine. 2 idiots on your server, so yeah, definitely possible. Just started a tune on New Realm, so a few days you're level 40, and you've got 1,000 gold and a bunch more in the auction house. That's a good start, Mark. Yeah, it's definitely possible, certainly. Let me go through and just take these cancels. There we go. Always post enchants very cheap. Like yesterday, we were selling at 1.8k, and 2k and post them for 500. That can happen, especially if people are doing things for a fixed price. Certainly. There's not a great deal you can do about it other than either buy them up or just wait for them to be bought. Looks like Oreo's back, so let me just pop his camera back on. He's come down, come to join me. There we go. Someone has 460 plus of the same contract on your servers. Wow, 460 is a lot. That's definitely saturated. Alright, let's go through all of these. We'll keep these going. Or admit defeat and pick another market to make gold. It all depends on if there are ways around it or things you can do to make use of it. Let's go through and reset that. There we go. Doing double gathering, herb and mining, and selling everything you pick in stacks of 20. That sounds like a good way, Mark. Definitely. And Dark Moon Fair, yeah, that's open at the moment, isn't it? You can go around fish on there, and what other things could you make gold with, other than obviously the reputation buff as well? There's the Dark Moon Firewater. You could sell that. That's another good one. Made simple groups and operations, singles and stackables. Records did a video on the stuff and thought it made sense. Yeah, Want to Buy Gold's got a decent video on just getting started with TSM and just setting up your basic operations, certainly. Yes, in the Dark Moon Fair, you go around and fish up the crates is always a good way of getting the Dark Moon Firewater. And the Dark Moon Daggermore fish. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking. After a month, you've forgot how to use TSMs, how to go back to basics. It can be tricky. Take it slowly and keep it simple, and you'll get there, certainly. We've all been there. It just takes time. There we go. I'll go through that, and we'll post all of this lot on. So run a post scan on everything. Now, hopefully everything should be fine. I'm not too concerned with the prices. They all seem reasonable at first glance. So I'm fairly happy with those. Carly, thank you very much for using your Prime. 3 months. Thank you very much. Good abend to you. Vigits, hope you're doing well. Let's see, lots of emotes for you. Thank you very much for your support. Really is appreciated. Me and Oreo just chilling out whilst posting our auctions at the moment. Mashi's on point with the emotes today. That's fantastic. Thank you, Mashi. Thank you, Rasheen. It's that was my limited German, certainly. Is the 20% fee going away now in 8.3? I do believe, Drelnart, that it should be. I don't know for sure. Haven't tested it, but that is my belief. Yes. Time to scrap 1,500 braces. Good luck, GT Laser. Just keep on scrapping and do it in small chunks, and you'll be fine. All right. Well, I'm kind of doing this on autopilot. I haven't paid attention to what I'm clicking on at the moment, so hopefully I'm posting everything all right. They've nerfed braces heavily, you found. Have you, Wolf? Well, I'll be interested in seeing some data numbers on that, definitely for Expulsum. What do you call small chunks? I would say anything, say 500 braces is a small chunk, I would say, for a reasonable session, certainly. Yeah, I've not noticed it being nerfed myself. Sometimes you can get really unlucky. That is definitely a thing. But on average, I'm finding the numbers to be about right. Yeah, as much as you said, about 1,000 braces, 120 Expulsum. Alright, no, we're not doing a post scan. We are doing the mail first. Let's get back in sequence, we'll get everything going. And then another, or maybe not, I'm 14 left. I think I'll do a post with this lot and we'll wait for that lot to come through. That should be fine. So making 170 and getting 3 is bad luck. Ouch. Yeah, that's definitely a bad string of luck, Wolf. Although 170 is quite small in terms of data numbers, I would be interested to see what it's like after 500. And then see whether you've still got that run of bad luck. It's a bit like any other things like alchemy proc chances and stuff like that, or disenchanting for getting various items. Sometimes you can just be unlucky. Alright, we'll go through all of this. Everything's posted on. And then we'll get everything else on. I think I did a restock fairly recently, so I shouldn't have too much to restock on. But we'll check that, and then we'll move on through the other characters, definitely. We've got Goldmaking and his alchemy to sort out. We'll come back to that afterwards. But we'll do this first. We'll go through the characters. And also we've got Samadan at the end. We need to get his inscription going. So there's a few different things. I'm just running through my mental list of things I need to do. I believe there is a gold emissary as well for Nashatar. I should be able to do that one. How can you post so fast without clicking on every post? Garrison, I'm basically using the scroll wheel macro. It's part of TSM. So basically what I do, it's in the settings here under Trade Skill Master, under settings, under macros, and I've got the default set up to up and down of the scroll wheel with the control key pressed, rather not spent, gold on the brain. And then what I'll do, I've got all the mail, so I'll go on to do the post, and then I'll do a post scan. And then, so one of those macro options was to automatically press the post button. So as long as my cursor is not on this actual screen, I hold the cursor off to the side, then I hold the control down, and then I just wheel my mouse button down once it's finished scanning, and then it will literally just run through and post every single item really quickly. I'm not too concerned with the prices at the moment because most of the time they're fine, apart from that Mystic Spell thread at 38,000. If that ever sells at that price, I'll be very surprised, but also very happy. So that's why I'm keeping it on there for the moment. So that's me just literally just scrolling down, and then everything's being posted on all in one go. That is the beauty of TSM. That is why TSM is still going to be useful with 8.3 coming out. It is just so much quicker and easier to do mass postings of auctions.
If you find anything exotic, bring it.
So that's everything on. Everything's posted on, that's fine. We'll have a quick look here. Let's have a look at the step 1 mats. Let's have a look. Did a bunch of... what did I miss there? Did a bunch of 200 yesterday, you got 170 expulsum. Did another 600 and got 50. Okay, so it does really vary a fair amount. Is there a systematic way to evaluate what items markets are good opportunities? Basically, the systematic way is to try it. That's the main way, really. Just seems to change overnight. You got 1 out of 4 and 5, then reliably 1 and 30, 35 out of nowhere. It could be Wolf. I'm always worried to say to cry nerf at the first instance, because I know I've been unlucky as well, certainly. Now, before I do anything else, I've just spotted there's 18 stacks of 200 here for 4 gold, which is below my average buy price. So I am going to go and buy these up now, because I just want to keep a good stock of Tide Spray, and this is my way to do it, really. And then actually there's a few more here. There's another 8 stacks here. So at this, what are we at, 4 gold 18 mark? Anything under 5 gold, I think, is fair game here. So I'm going to just, I'm doubling down on this. I've got, what have I got total? 51,000 Tide Spray total. Now this is the one thing I'm really stocking up on at the moment, just because I know I'm going to need a lot of expulsum, and this is reasonably cheap for me. So I'm going to buy all these stacks of 200, and then I'm going to come back and buy the bigger stacks, the 90s and the 200s and things like that. Doppelwalk, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Did I look at the post about the change they made for TSM? Yes, I did. Joel, no, we went through that on the Wowhead blog earlier today. How about Zenithid and BFA ores? Yeah, we'll have a look at that on Goldmaking, my other character. It's rarely over 2 gold on your server. Yeah, I mean, this is right for Shadow Song, although I'm looking at this shimmer scale price, and this shimmer scale price is actually very good at 2 gold 52. No one seems to be buying this. Rashim mentioned this earlier. The main price here is up at 5 gold. But there's no harm in just buying a few of these, because I can make the odd thing out of shimmer scale anyway. Oh, that was not found, so let's see if we can find any more. Yeah, they've all been bought anyway. And then I'm going to go through and buy a few of these bigger ones. That one's gone. That one's gone. It looks like a lot of these have gone now, so those have all been bought. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll collect all of that up. Now we need to find someone to put this Tide Spray, because we have so much of it. Everything is expensive for you at the moment. I know your server has been really struggling with supply at the moment, hasn't it? You're trying to keep up stock of Zenithid, but keep having to use it up. That is the thing with Zenithid, definitely. I'm doing the same with my Alchemist. I'm always using up all my gold just to buy more Zenithid. It seems like a never-ending thing at the moment. They're currently sitting about 2.2 million, trying to get the Longboy, and currently trying to avoid spending gold on Zenithid for Alchemy, and just flying around herbing. Do you think it's worth it just farming the herbs and crafting mats? Kind of, Galaxy King. The problem is the amount of Zenithid you need for Alchemy to get a reliable stock is in the multiples of thousands, so that when you do have a Silas proc, that you're ready to go. So it's a tricky one. Yes, it's helpful because you're farming some, but you're competing against people who'll be farming in teams of multiple characters, like a team of 4 or 5 in one go. So that would be the most cost-effective way of doing it, is to have your own little multi-box team going around and farming the herbs yourself. But obviously that requires even more gold expenditure, and as you're saving up for the Longboy, I'd be hesitant to recommend a route like that. So I would kind of, yes, farm some yourself, but then at the same time, just look out for finding it cheap. What is getting the Silas prosperity buff you're speaking of? I'm sorry, Rasheen. I'm hesitant to say, but the last 3 times I've played on Awakening, I've gotten the Silas proc every time. And so when we go over to Awakening, he's got a 10-minute buff waiting to be used up. So I've been really fortunate over these past few days. Ban him. I know. Someone ban him. Phil Banners didn't buy like hundreds of stacks when it was like 1.7k a stack earlier this year. It's one of those things, really, isn't it? Silas is a healing potion, right? Not quite. Do I have multiple 120 characters? Personally, I have about 4, I think now. It might even be 5 at the moment. Benz, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you got your name right. Your sanity got really tested one time. It took you 50 attempts to get the buff. I know it can be painfully unlucky at times. Right, so we're filled up with Tide Spray here. We filled up with Tide Spray there. I need another guild bank. I'm going to use my herbs and fish because there's a bit of space here. Let me just sort it out first, and then we'll come here. Galaxy King, thank you very much for the follow. It's great because you get free mats, but a lot more than you can farm. Found exactly that with inscription. Could never buy enough Bellwater Dreamweave. So you just buy it up as much as you can, definitely. Right, okay, so we're all sorted on that. So I'm not sure if this will actually work on this tab. I'll probably start trying to fill this tab first, but let's give it a go. TSM put Tide. Oh no, it is doing it on this tab. That's good. I'll let this come through. Do I ever set my operations to use buy prices of one item to determine shopping of another using TSM Convert? I don't tend to use TSM Convert, but I will use average buy of some prices, like I do with, say, Golden Lotus. Golden Lotus, I will take half my average buy price of Spirit of Harmony. I use the TSM command TSM put, so you can use it for your bank and you can use it for your guild tabs as well. So there's 2 commands. There's /TSM space put and then the item that you want. You don't have to type the whole thing in. You can just do, say, like in this case, Tide, and then it puts everything from your bags into your open slot. Okay, Wolf. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon. And then you use the opposite of that, /TSM get, to withdraw all those things. Jixu, how are you? Are TSM going to work on the new auction house on 8.3? Yes, it definitely is. We tested it out on the PTR earlier. It's definitely working. Talkman, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. And Bondcar, thank you very much for the follow. And also Wazar Gaming 62, thank you also for the follow. Speaking of Silas, there is a video around, not that many views, but you mentioned it anyway. Please do not change the material prices of your herbs to account for Silas proc rates. Take the proc rates into account on your crafting and accounting operations. Changing the mat price will badly influence all other professions using those herbs, but any other item, and it will mess up your potion and flask prices if you do not have rank 3 on all of them. That's a very good point, Rasheen, actually. I used, I think it was Billis's technique of using the crafting for the alchemy, and I think that was a better way of doing it, certainly. But I've seen, I know Taliesin did it when he was setting up his alchemy, and he changed the mat prices rather than changing his crafting cost, which, as you said, it affects everything else. You want to level your alchemy. Is it expensive now to level it? It's the correct way of doing it. Yeah, I had a feeling it was. It made more sense to me, certainly. And as it was something I hadn't done before, I relied on someone with greater knowledge than me, which is usually my preferred way of doing things. What did I miss earlier? There we go. Triple distance. Thank you for the follow. Once 8.3 hits, will operations and TSM transfer over? Will you have to set them up from scratch again? I think as long as your operations are fairly simple anyway, TSM will support multiple operations. So, for example, if we look at my cooking, Captain's Feast, I think this is one of the ones that got multiple ones. So this has multiple operations of 5s, 10s and 1s. So obviously pretty stacking is no longer a thing, but these will still be supported with 8.3. TSM will literally just look at the amount here, the post cap of 4, and I think, I'm not 100% sure what it's exactly going to do. It might combine these two. It said so in the blog post. Let me just bring that back up and have a look. So they said with a commodities system, the stack size is no longer important in an auctioning operation, so it has been removed. So they'll remove the stack size, but the post cap will determine how many items you are posting now. So this, as I read that, the post cap will be 4 here, and then my other one of 1s has a post cap of 5, and this one has a post cap of 2. So what it will end up doing, we'll be posting 2 with this operation, it will then post 4 with that operation, and then it will post 5 with this operation. So it's not obviously going to be ideal that way round. What I'd probably then suggest you do is take those operations out and replace it with one that's just posting in a certain amount. So they will work. But yes, there is a maximum of 5,000 at a time, certainly. Honestly, wouldn't mind it making me redo all your operations. It's probably a good time to just have a look and re-look at all your operations, certainly. I'm going to be doing the same myself once 8.3 hits. Look at that lovely mountain of gold just disappearing. Sadly, we are down here to 768,000 now. I've spent all my gold. Will it actually multiply the stack and post cap? Oh, okay. Pummelhead, that'll be interesting. That would make more sense if it did that. Would be neat if they add a post percentage of the amount sold daily, since it becomes the driving force even more so. Of the amount sold daily. That would be interesting to see if you can get hold of that kind of figure, certainly. I'm not sure whether we can. Whether they can track sales, definitely. But we do have sale rate at the moment, definitely. Is the opening speed of the mailbox faster in 8.3 or just jump from 100 to 50? I don't know. I won't know until we've got... well, there goes 2 Machinist Brilliance. 3 Machinist Brilliance. Fantastic. Maybe someone's buying out the market of these. They are quite cheap, so there we go. We are still making a profit on those at 796, but it looks like we are experiencing a reset there. So thank you to the person who's resetting those. It is faster, is it? Okay, Rishi, that's good to know. I imagine it will be faster, certainly. And with the reload being at 15 seconds is going to be actually brilliant as well. The opening speed lately has actually been pretty good as well with TSM 4. I've found it to be pretty reasonable. Right, let's have a look. We're going to need to restock on Samadan here. So let's just check my auctions. We have all those lovely sales that have just come through there. And then we'll go through and just check what I need to restock on. I believe most of this I've dealt with. Actually, no, there's not a lot. Now the satchels I'm going to ignore because the prices are amazingly high at the moment. So I'm going to leave that one. Hexweed bag, we're close but not quite there, so I'm going to take that one off. And the rest of these should be all fine. So I'm going to have to gather for all of these. So tailoring, enchanting and cooking. Let's bring up the task list for most of these. I have got some cooldowns to do actually, so let's do those. Craft those whilst I'm here. And yes, you said something positive about TSM 4. Well, there we go. Have it here, getting unsold mail from the auction house at the end of the day wastes a lot of time. It does, so it's going to be very nice to see it happening a lot quicker, certainly. Right, let's go through and pick up the easy things first. So the stuff from the guild bank, let's collect those. And then we've got a lot of stuff to buy from the auction house. A lot of this I'm not sure whether is actually worth buying or not. We'll have a look. Let's see what we can take first. So we need some enchanting vellum, so that's going to be useful. Wildflower. What I'll do is I'm actually going to buy a stack of this. Let's go with, actually let's use my standard interface and then just click that and then click stack. Click OK, that'll be easier. And then we can do the others, we can buy those, that's easy enough. And then we'll go over to the auction house and we'll have a look at those and we'll scan all of those. There we go. That should work. Oh, what did I miss here? Stormhelm, sorry. Quick TSM question. You've been trying to set up an alt to make stuff purely from things bought off the auction house. Trouble is, though, every time you queue things to make, the task list tries to use inventory of your crafters, even though you set the sources to only use the auction house. You could get TSM to forget those crafters. It is just by character in one big one go. I would have thought, though, when you take them off the list, that they shouldn't get included. You mean this list as the different sources? Because I've got pretty much everything. Source 2 here is alts, so that's the one I'm using there. But I'm surprised that doesn't work. So sorry, I don't have any actual other suggestions for that one. We did that one. Are you still posting all my BFA enchants? You're trying to stockpile your veil crystals, thinking enchant prices would spike, but the enchants are selling at a decent profit right now still. If they're selling for a decent profit right now, then I'm selling them now. Even if it's a marginal profit, I'm still selling them. As long as I'm getting throughput of sales, I'm happy with that. Let me just scroll down, I missed a little bit there. Coming back to the mailbox thing, looks like we won't have to slash reload anymore. Am I understanding that correctly? I think if it's only refreshing after 15 seconds, then I think chances are by the time you've opened all the 100 mail, that it would have been ready for the next lot, definitely. It started to be not profitable last week. Oh dear. In which case, doing a reset's the best idea there, definitely, Mushy. Keep the supply going, certainly. So we need Primordial Ruby, River's Heart, and Wild Jade and Sun's Radiance. This is for our Secrets of the Shadow Pan. So I'm going to swap over to my alchemist that can make these, El Morte. He's going to be better at doing those. So I think the rest of that will leave for now. So let me just swap over now whilst I've got that in my head. So let's log out here, and we'll go on over. And then we'll go over to El Morte, who can make me some of these really cheaply. Going to be meh if you can't loot 115 seconds, and it puts the next though, because that usually bugs out TSM. Did I stock up on Expulsum yet? I have a reasonable amount, although I've been using up the Expulsum fairly quickly. I've got about 100 on Samadan and a little bit more now. Last I was here, I was going to do some smelting of ghost iron because I managed to find a whole load of Spirit of Harmony for 69 gold earlier. So I actually have, let me just minimize this for the moment, I actually have a really good stock here of Spirit of Harmony, and I bought some ghost iron ore with the Spirit of Harmony, so I'm getting ready to turn this into living steel, because it's currently at a mat cost of 72 gold, my average purchase price of that, which is really nice. So that's got me in a good position, but what I do need to do is make some specifically for Samadan here. So let's make, I need 2 of each. So let's go over to the standard interface. We've got these all, we need some golden lotus for this, so let's head on over to do that. So golden lotus we'll buy, as we got the Spirit of Harmony so cheaply, we'll buy it here. So we'll use the standard interface for that. So golden lotus, let's buy a stack of that. It's going to cost me 100 Spirit of Harmony. We'll buy that. That'll be perfectly fine. There we go. Eddie Brackfar, thank you very much for the follow. Definitely need to stock up on Expulsum during your work from home days this week. That's a good idea, actually. Something to just tick through in the background whilst you're working. Do I know a way to search for plus speed gear? I don't know specifically. I wonder if that's something we'll be able to do in 8.3. That would be useful, definitely, but I don't know, Canius Goblin. I haven't tried that myself. So let's make, let me hold on. The end of my journal has a minus stats category. Use that one. Oh, okay, thank you, Batman. So we can make lots of this now. So I'm going to make 2 of these primordial rubies. I'll probably end up with a proc on these at some point. We'll make 2 of those. 2 Sun's Radiance. It's handy having these as favourites. And then 2 Wild Jade. We got an actual proc on that one, so that's fine. And the Wild Jade. And we'll send all of these through to Samadan. That would be the easiest way to do that. We do have some sales here that we'll need to restock on, so I'll open this whilst I'm here. That's what, 9,000 gold for you, which is really good. That can start paying for that Spirit of Harmony we just bought. So let's go through and send. Where's that? That's that, and that. The Panther stuff. All 4 of those. Recipient Samadan, send mail. Certifiable Andy, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Is there a good sniping guide out there? Not how to use sniper, but what and when to snipe stuff, like timing, tactics, and so on. Oh, I don't know about timing and tactics. I know Shayra has done a good sniping video. She goes through all the sort of various details, but I haven't looked at it in detail as to whether it goes through what you're talking about, the actual tactics and stuff. That would be interesting, certainly. Vico, thank you also for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So we've sent that through. We might as well do the restocks whilst we're here on El Morte. We can come back and do the actual ghost iron stuff another day, because that will take forever to do that. Okay, so those are all on, and that's fine. If I do need to do a restock, let's have a look. Yeah, we can clear this queue for now. That'll be fine. We'll come back to that on Samadan. So we need to make some Sun's Radiance, Primordial Ruby, and River's Heart. We'll do those now. Brew Kirk, thank you very much for the follow. You never know when someone decides to put up something crazy low prices. Write the name in the chat. Of course. There you go. Oh, Rasheen's got it. Thank you, Rasheen. If you look up Zynic and Shara on YouTube, you should find their video. It's fairly easy to find from there. You can go during peak time with not a single snipe, then a snipe a few mounts for cheap at 3 AM in the morning. Yeah, it all depends on what's happening with your server, certainly. And Zegon, thank you also for the follow. I hope you're doing well this lovely evening. We're just going through on... This is my transmute alchemist, who's just posting up the panther stuff at the moment. So we're going through that, and we'll post all that up. Wow, that's gone quickly, Mushy. I must make sure I stay on track here. So I would like to go to Samadan at the end of this. So we've done this, we've done that living steel. Living steel's really cheap there at that price. 899. And my crafting cost is telling me 440. But normally my living steel I go for higher than that. I've only got 21,000 on me at the moment. There you go. Thank you, Rasheen. Is there a reason not to have a bank tune? I find a bank tune would be useful if I had, say, like a lot of transmog or something like that. I like my characters that do the professions. They have their own TSM profiles and they have their own posting operations related to those. And I find it makes more sense in my head just to keep them per character that has them. But that's just personal preference more than anything else. Mean circuit sniping made during patch and stuff. So when Nagitar came out, changed sniping for materials 40 to 60, made a profit. Was not hoping for. I think the problem with sniping is knowing what you're looking for, knowing what price you're looking for, and being quick to react, and being able to sort of stay on the computer doing something else whilst that's going on. It's a tricky one, definitely. Crafting cost of living steel is right, about 5 spirits of harmony. Yeah, that's the right panoramic drawing. That should be alright, shouldn't it, actually? Because our crafting cost is down now to... Yeah, because it's either... The trillion bar price there is very similar to the 3 spirit of harmony price. So that's looking... that they are equaling themselves out if I used either method. But the main thing I'm thinking about there is possibly making that a little bit higher. Let me see what is on for living steel at the moment. Living steel. So we're here at 899. If I were wanting to reset the market on these, I'd have to buy a fair few. 1,500 would be a preferable one. But the problem with living steel is the sale rate isn't that huge. The region sale rate is 0.19. My personal sale rate tells me it's 0.91, which is pretty high. But I would have to buy... See, there's 6 stacks of 4 there, which is quite prohibitive. I would be tempted to more stay up this level. I'm going to keep an eye on this, see what happens in a day or so. But we could possibly come up here at the 1,500 mark. Would be a better price here for living steel. In fact, I could probably help this by taking mine off and posting them on at that price manually for the moment, and see if we can help a natural reset come through. So let's take mine off for now.
If you find anything exotic,
They obviously won't sell at this price necessarily, but we'll come in and we'll post them in manually. We'll come in here, we'll come in at the 1,500 mark, and we'll see some of these might expire before that, and some might be able to put them up at a lesser price. I would possibly buy these out if these 6 stacks of 4 weren't here. I'm going to come in at this point. I do like to do the 4, so I'll do 2 stacks of 4. That's quite useful, and then we'll do a single stack of 1. I think I've got 1 left. Yes, I have. So now we're here at the 1499, so we're trying to set the price a little bit higher. That should work a little bit better. By the way, someone posted 128 Reigns of the Tamed Blood Feaster earlier today. Interesting. That's 128 of them. Seems like excessive though. Been lurking but seeing this. Living Steel is like 229 to 250 on your server. with hundreds up. Ouch, Amatia. That is a tricky one, definitely. Keep in mind, sniping will change a lot with the next patch, and the auction house changes. There's no longer a last or first page of the auction house. So sniping has to scan the entire auction house. Yes, I've got no idea what that's going to be like on slow servers, definitely. Yeah, does sound like someone with, although putting them all on at once does seem a little excessive, certainly. Okay, so we've got those on. That's posted on. We can move out of this, and then we'll go back to Samadan because he's still got his restocks to do. I'll try and run through this as quickly as possible, and then we can go back to doing something interesting, maybe with Stabadan, see how he's doing with his gold making. We need to do a emissary, I think, for another couple of thousand gold. That will help. He still hasn't got much gold on him at the moment. Might just be temporary storage due to the lack of guild bank on that character. Yeah, that's true, actually. That's a good idea. I mean, yes, you could keep them in the mail, but sticking them on the auction house, you never know. I wonder what the actual posting cost is of those. Make It Rouge, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. I'm just going through all my auctions at the moment. Going to just pick up the things I needed here. So we'll leave those sales in there for the moment. So I'll just pick up everything but the sales. So that should help my task list immensely. Let's change my gathering now, actually. I need to redo our group. Let me just check the auction house just in case. There we go. So those are all coming through. The Machinist Brilliance and the Versatilities. We've got some of those coming as well. That's good. So let's go through and restock on these groups. All cooking, enchanting and tailoring. So now we've got most things. Gathering wise, let's have a look at the task list. Oh no, I didn't open that. Hold on. Select the professions, tailoring, enchanting and cooking. They're added to the task list already. And so we can take hexweave cloth. I'm sure I've done that. Yep, there we go. Got that done. Gathering there. We need to buy these from the auction house. So fatty bear steak, Shalder ice though, if we can. We'll have a look at that. We did take that off earlier. And Shard Crystal, we need 19. We'll see what price they are. If we buy them, that'll be easier. So let's go through to the shopping and scan these. And what am I doing with my Umbra shards? You're creating way more than you need. Being able to sell some at 60 gold a piece. Still about 2,000 sitting in the bank. So with my Umbra shards, if I can get a decent amount of expulsum going, what I would do is make, if we go over here, I will make Honourable Combatants Sorcerer's Scepters, because they use up 6 Umbra shards and 1 expulsum, and then I'll use those to disenchant those and get myself veiled crystals that way. It's not the most cost effective way of doing it, but because I do have an excess of Umbra shards, that's the best way I can think of just to make use of them. So that's what I do with my excess Umbra shards. Right, these shard crystals are a good price. So let's buy that lot at that price. Gloom Dust is also at a very good price. I need 59 of that. So we're going to buy that straight off the auction house rather than using myself. In fact, I think I'm going to buy some extra whilst I'm here. So let's do Gloom Dust whilst we're here. Let's take all the cheaper ones. This is going to be easier. I'll leave that 2 on there to tempt someone else to post lower. And my mat cost is normally 7 gold 70. So as we need a lot of Gloom Dust usually, I'm just going to take a few more of these. And I'm going to just shave off the tops of these. Leave one on at the end. And then we'll take these 20s. They're a good price. We're basically just taking the bigger chunks and leaving the smallers. So it still looks like there's a fair few auctions on. We've just taken the large numbers out. And then I'm going to leave those and I'm going to pick up the 500 here at 595. Then I'll stop there. So we've still got a reasonable number of auctions on, but we're keeping the price, our average buy price, nice and low. So that should work. And let's scan the rest of these. So veiled crystals we're going to make ourselves. Shalderai silk has really spiked in price, so I'll not be making any satchels at that price. 10 gold, definitely not. Fatty bear steak is fine. We don't need much of that. How much do we need? 18. So there's not much of it on anyway, so let's buy it all up. Let's take that. We'll take them all in one go. We'll buy out all the fatty bear steak. There we go. And then we'll collect up this from the mail. Lots of purchases. Lots of gloom dust. That'll. Wait, why did I do that with the gloom dust? Basically, for me, it's just so much more convenient. I could make it using the bracers. I could make bracers and get my gloom dust that way, but it just saves me a lot of time and hassle if I can buy it cheaper than I would normally. And at that price, it's certainly useful. And as for leaving a few of those auctions on, basically what I'm trying to make it look like is the quite a few at that low price, so that people may want to buy. When they post on more gloom dust, they'll see quite a few at that low price, and so they'll continue posting on at a low price. So maybe I'll come on at a later time and buy up some more gloom dust. It will still remain at that cheap price. Typically there's shorter skinning mats with a crystal flip. Yes, and there's reasons people store mats in the auction house. Yep, there we go. Yep, for temporary storage, definitely. Just explains opportunity cost. Exactly, Sean Cool. That's exactly how it works. It's easier and quicker for me to buy it off the auction house. Oh, let's go back and let's collect up our buys. There we go. So I'm avoiding a price reset. Yes, definitely. Yeah, exactly. I hope that made sense, worked again. Right, I'm going to keep those two on for the moment. We still need 4 veiled crystals and 1 fatty bear steak, with 1 fatty bear steak short. Now, according to this, maybe Bridget has some. Let me have a look. It's the silk cloth that alts have. So I might actually be easier. Again, this is opportunity cost. The time it takes me to log out of one character, grab the silk cloth and come back, I might as well just buy that silk cloth here. Because I only need... How much do I need? Let me just check that again. Wrong window. Let's go to that one. So I only need 4 silk cloth. So we're going to buy up... I seem to have a shortage of it at the moment. / exact. There we go. So silk cloth is amazingly cheap at the moment, so I might as well stock up on a load of this at this time. I'm not really going to be tanking the price by just scooping up these cheap ones, but I will do the same thing. I'm going to leave that 6 and the 1. I'm going to buy the 12 and the 22. So if I want to come back here later, they may still be at a cheap price. Then they go up to 10 silver. I'm up to 398, so that should probably be enough for me for the moment. And I'll put the rest of these back in the guild bank. So we'll buy those. That's an easier and quicker way of stocking up on those. Hexweave, how are we doing? We are at total number of 98 total. So we do need to go visit my Garrison to finish that one off as well. So let's do that now whilst I'm collecting all the materials. I haven't been to my Garrison in a little while. Anyone know if Altaholic works across multiple accounts for multiboxing? No idea, Randallfag. If anyone in chat knows the answer to that, please do say so. Big brain strats. It's only little brain strats, but used consistently, it seems to work. Okay, so quick routine through here. Just check the Garrison, any completed missions for the rush order. We'll take those. I'll just minimize this for the moment. We'll take any more. There we go, we just sold something. And then that's a good XP bonus. If anyone needs it, these characters need some XP, so we'll give them a boost. This one for those, they can take that. And then we'll just take these diminishing returns, we'll ignore that. Anything for Garrison resources could possibly be useful here. 100% for that one. That one's 30% for that one, so we'll leave that one. I'll leave the equipment for the moment, and then we'll head on over. What was it? An Accord of Haste sold for 819. That's not a bad price. So then we'll head around here. Oh, it does have options for all accounts on all servers. Excellent, thank you, Rishi. So we'll collect up our resources. Now I do need to find, Mushy told me about this, I need some raw beast hide if I can find it cheap. It depends if it is cheap. Actually, sumptuous fur is cheap by comparison here. So I also need Drainic dust. I don't have a lot of Drainic dust left. That's currently at 20. How much could I buy? How much Drainic dust could I buy? I could buy 219 with all my resources at the moment. That's not a lot, but that'll probably do me for the moment. Sumptuous fur is also useful, but I have got a lot of that in the guild vault. So I'm going to go for Drainic dust rather than that. Not the most cost effective, but it will keep me going for the moment. Oh, did I actually do that too early? We might have done enough. Actually, no, we're okay. Okay. And then we'll head on over to our hexweave production. We'll collect up all of this. We should have a decent amount. Yeah, we've got lots there. 104. And then we'll redo the work orders. We've got everything done there. Then this can be redone. So we'll go over to this side for our temporal crystals. Collect up all of those. Now I shouldn't have too much Drainic dust, but enough for the moment. So let's do a work order for those. And then we can use our rush work order that we collected up, which was tailoring. So a couple of those. And then we'll get the extra from there. Extra hexweave cloth is always good for more hexweave bags. And then we'll just top up the work order. Where are you? You're over here. So we'll need some more sumptuous fur soon, but we've got that in the guild vault, so that's easy enough to do. So they're all done, all collected up very nicely, and then we can hearth back to the Snug Harbour. Actually, no. Let's go back to Dalaran. Dalaran's better for this. Okay, what did I miss? Hold on. It says, it seems overwhelming getting into professions because so many recipes are locked behind rep. That is true, Lucius, but it's also a good opportunity to just start with one expansion and then build up from there. There's no need to go all into every expansion. Say maybe just take the BFA ones. But yes, it is tricky having to get the rep for everything. That is definitely a hard part of it, certainly. So frustrating for alts, you can't get the rank 3s just by levelling up the profession, yeah. Do you think it's worth getting back into the game now, or wait until 8.3? If you think it's going to be fun, I heart my ducks, then most definitely come back into the game. Just try it out. I don't think there's going to be anything special if you're waiting for something special in 8.3. I mean, it's not about necessarily what's new, it's just about what you do in the game that's fun for you anyway. So it's the same thing essentially as you said, yeah. Well, I've missed lots of things here. If you have time till 8.3, you might as well, yeah. And recipes locked behind random number world quests and PvP grind. Yeah, there's that as well. But that's the good thing about professions, is it does make it, by having these roadblocks in the journey, it does mean that not everybody is doing it, or not doing it to the necessary depth that someone who's focusing on professions is, which gives you an advantage. Belligerent Potato, good evening to you, hope you're doing well. So yes, it's the 14th or the 15th, as Mushy said. So it's next week, next reset. Right, so we've collected up all our materials that we need. We've got everything. Task list should be essentially empty here. Oh, we need some fatty bear steak. We'll probably just miss that one off for now. And the veiled crystals, we need 4 of those. So let's just have a quick look. Veiled crystals I will craft using my scepters. Let's make 3 of those. and hope that we get 4. No, let's do 4. And this is using up my expulsum, but it's also getting me some very easy veil crystals. I'll do the full bracer shuffle on my characters off stream, so that I don't bore you with that, but we will be able to just make the small number of veil crystals we need now. Oh, we did get a proc of 2, so that's good. And then get another croc of 2 umbra shards, and then we'll do this one. There we go. So that's done. We need to make some bolts of silk cloth. We need 5 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Create those whilst we're here. The benthic gear is easy veil crystals. It is, but you still have to go and do all the world quests to get those. How many channel points for a full shuffle stream? That would be incredibly boring for most people, because I would be spending all my time. I think basically 100 bracers takes about 13 minutes to do a full shuffle on. So if I did like a full, if I made all my bracers now, so I've got 20. It says I've got 22,000 Tide spray linen there. But I think there's the lot that's in the guild vault as well, so there's even more than that there. I just need some nylon thread. Can't even watch your own. Exactly. Does anyone know if there's Sentinel Owl Glyph for Druids, changes Android Druid flight form? There might be, I don't know exactly. So those not willing to put the time in. Yeah, exactly, Lucius. It's easy to get mana pearls for benthic. Just do the world quest for mana pearls whilst multiboxing 200 accounts at once. Easy. Exactly, Speckett. There you go. 200 accounts in one go. Done. That's the maximum. Let's do it. Right, so I've done those crafts. I've done everything I needed to. So we should be ready for an actual crafting session. So let's do the things we can do. The saddle blanket. We'll ignore the satchels. Hexweave bag, we've got enough for 2 hexweave bags, so I might make a second one. Azure silk vest, satin boots, so we'll ignore that. We'll go over to cooking, so we're missing out on the bear tartare. Let's get Pierre going. Mekdal's big mech, and whatever bear tartare we can do at the moment, we're missing one. And then enchanting wise, we can make a few other bits and pieces. Illusions and various others. We'll get all of those on. The most efficient time for you to make gold in your realm right now is farming Kragscale. 30 minutes to get a stack of 1,000 and sells for 45 gold each. Very nice. And if the professions aren't that profitable, then yeah, you're doing what you can in a market that's available on your server. You have a big presentation tomorrow. Good night. See you next week. Okay, Daryl, thank you very much for stopping by. Good luck on your presentation, and I hope to see you again soon. Right, we've done that, we've done that, we've done that, so we can go post all of this lot on. I'm slightly beyond time here. I wanted to get this done by 9, so let's just quickly run through this. We haven't even gotten off Samadan yet, so we've still got another couple of characters to do. So we'll go through this. We'll post all of these on. They seem reasonable prices. Hexweave bags are better up here at 1,300. So that's good. Enchant weapons are a mixed bag of fish. Various profits there. We'll stick those on for at least that price. There we go. So that lot done. Let's move over to Awakening and see what we can do from the Silas point of view. If we need to restock on anything from there. I'll try and do it quickly because obviously we'll have the buff running whilst we jump in. So I'll jump in, I'll quickly look at any sales and look to see if there's any restocks. I upped my numbers the other day now to increase my amount, but I'm still slightly less on my amount of Zenithid that I have, so I still have to buy my Zenithid. So I'm having to juggle through those just to try and get my alchemy in good stock levels. So I'll go through and do this as quickly as I can. We don't need the task list open. So in terms of sales, we have some expires, so we'll deal with those first. I cleared my bag space the other day, so I should be able to pick most of this up in one go. So these are all my expires. Quick reload, get the other 47. And then we'll have a look, see where we're at. So we have some sales, that's good. So what have we got? 42,000 in sales. Gold wise, I pretty much used up most of it. Yeah, I've only got 2,000 gold left. So basically, any gold I'm making, I'm returning back into the profession by buying Xenonthid at a reasonable price if I can. So what I'll do is I'll quickly check that now whilst I'm here. Got 9 minutes left on the buff. So we'll go through here. We'll check for Xenonthid. I got pretty much most of the other things. Currently at 22 gold for one. How much else is there though? Let's have a look at everything. So we've got lots of stacks here. 14 stacks of 200 at 23 gold. That's good. I should, ideally on Samadan, go and buy a whole load of this up. But I'm trying to keep it contained into one character. So I'm just going to use the gold I've got, there we go, to buy a fair amount of it anyway. I try and keep it contained. So we'll buy all of those. Check my auctions. Only got those expiring. We've got a couple of sales coming through there. So we'll post this lot on quickly. That was more than enough. Was it, Mushy? Well, that's good. I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking to 8.3 whilst the prices are low. We'll go for it at the moment. We'll post on all of our auctions. And there was those that didn't go through. Okay, so we're done there, we're done there. Check the auctions again. Just a quick look again, make sure that TSM registers those. Go to Alchemy. Now, restocking wise, we should have a fairer number because I'm overstocking on these. So yeah, we've only got Focus Resolve and Battle Potion of Agility. So those are bugged out at the moment because I put a load of stuff in the bank, so I'll do this manually. 9 Focused Resolve. Focused Resolve. 9 crafts of those. Remember, these are crafts, not actual potions. Because the number of potions should be higher based on the proc. There's a ×5, a ×2. And then 10 Superior Battle Potion of Agility. So these are the essentials, but I want to overstock on these really. Whilst I've got the proc, I might as well. So what I would do here is start looking at my stock numbers manually and see if there's something I can quickly jump in and restock on. Seeing as we've got a decent amount of Xenonthid on us already and a decent number of crystal vials, so I would look at these. I would look at the Abyssal Healing Potion is usually a good one. We currently have 257 in total and 60 on the auction house, so that's a good position already. Empowered Proximity, they're all on the auction house, so maybe let's make... Can we make 10 of those? And get a few extras of those going in. Got some good procs that ones. Yeah, we've got to check the silence buff there. We've got it 6 minutes left on it there at the moment. Well, where can you get the Alchemy Plus? Oh yes, there we go. There, you're answering that one. I'll focus on this whilst I've got the buff on. I've got another 6 minutes left. So I'm going down the list of things that are a profit here at the moment. Unbridled Fury is another good one. Got 104 total, 50 on the auction house. Let's make another 20 of those. Let's craft those whilst we can. We're overstocking here, which is good. Good position to be in. And then some of these superior battle potions are quite high, even though their sale rate isn't as good. Let's check the greater flasks as well whilst we're here. Superior Battle Function of Agility. We just did some of those. I'm going to do a few extra of those. We're just literally just grabbing a few whilst we have it. And then I'm going to do this one as well. Anything with a decent sale rate and a profit we're going for here. Intellect, yeah, another 10. Craft those. Missed you watching live, Samadan. Hope all good my side. Medkit, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. I'm just focusing on doing my alchemy whilst I've got 5 minutes left of the buff on, but then I'll be with you shortly. Battle Potion of Strength. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get 20 of these on. Just want to stock up on these whilst we can. Getting a few procs. 4 minutes left, and then we'll scroll down. There's a times 7 there. That was good. Now the greater flasks is where the profits are not always obvious, but they do sell from time to time. So let's go through. Lightfoot Potion is the only one here that we've got 41 of, so let's do 20 of those. Craft those whilst we're here. I'm going to be running low on other herbs as well. This is using star moss, so I need to keep an eye on my other herbs whilst I'm here. This is our Shadow Song on EU. The prices you're seeing here are with the buff, Silas buff, taken into account. If I didn't have the buff, then these certainly wouldn't be profitable. Now these two are the good ones that are a profit, so let's see if we can make a few more of these. I've actually got 121 of those, and 181 of the Flask of the Currents. So let's do some extra currants. 3 minutes left. Let's craft these. Now these are the ones that would be really nice to see a decent proc on, because these are the expensive ones. And then I'm going to do 20 of these and then 10 of the other ones. And then I'm going to leave the rest, because they're not currently a profit. There's some times 2s in there, that's good. Let's go for 10 of these and craft those. There we go. And then that'll be enough for the moment. I've got lots and lots of stock. The only thing to do next is to see if we can get the proc again ready for next time. Let's post those on. We'll do our cooldown whilst we're here. Do we have a cooldown? Yeah, we've got transmute herbs to anchors. We'll do that whilst we're here. That one's done. Sea stalk, star moss we've run out of. We need more star moss. That's something to look out for. And let's go over here. We're done there. Let's go see if we can buy them. How can my profits change whilst crafting? It's because it's adjusting to the I've got smart averages on in my settings, and so it's taking account of what I've got left in my bags as my average buy price for Zinanthid, and because the number is changing based on the number of Zinanthid I have, the average buy price is changing as it goes. Nice you can catch the end of my stream at least. I've been really busy with work and guild leading classics, so having time problems. No problems, good to have you stopping by down your head. Good to see you. Only profession you can get any profit on Emerald Dream are tailoring and enchanting. Everything else is cheap red, better off flipping materials. Ah, there we go, talking. At least you got a couple of things. That's at least something, but every server is different, certainly. Where was I? What I was doing? Star moss. There we go. Want to have a look for some of that. So herbs wise, what's cheap? I've only got 2,000 gold left. So star moss is currently at 9 gold 90. My average buy price is 778. So I'll just take one at that price, and then I'll get some more at another date. Well, I can't afford any more anyway, so I'll leave it at that. Let's hope I can post these others on, actually, whilst I'm here. Let's do that with the gold that I've got. Run a post scan. Most of these are maxed out anyway, so we'll just post on a few of these. There we go. And those are done. Right, so before we log off, let's see if we can get a proc ready for next time. Fingers crossed, everyone. Not this time, transportation. So next time I log in, I'll try and get another proc, see if that works, and then we'll swap over to another character. Gold-wise, how are we doing? Well, we're pretty much empty now, so we'll need to sort that out, hopefully with some sales. But we've got really good stock, that's the main thing here. Ready for 8.3 coming out, and the raid at the end of the month. So let's swap over to Earthen. What did I miss on the chat? Making a steady 20 to 60 on tailoring and charting. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll definitely be happy with that, Torgman, definitely. Good night, Z. Sorry I missed you then. Oh, we didn't see the bags. Oh, right. Yes, we have a look at that. I'll swap back, Mushy. Hold on. Let's just go out. Log out. Let's have a look at Awakening. So, not counting everything that we've got on the auction house. I kept talking about big stock, but so hard to see. Okay, well, let's have a look. So, my posting operation for the potions is usually, I think, to have 6 stacks of 10 on, I think. Let me check that. I know it's 5 stacks of 10. So, looking at my bags, we have the good sellers here. The Greater Flask of the Endless Fathoms. So I have 137 in total, 50 on the auction house, 87 in the bags. The Greater Flask of the Currents, I've got 111 total, 50 in the auction house. Greater Flask of the Undertow, I've got 82 in total. Draft of Deception, I have 103. Abyssal Healing Potion, I've got 257. And the Unbridled Fury, I've got 135. So min buyout for all of those is 2,500. Min buyout for all of those is 12,000. Min buyout of that is 11,000. 11,000 there. 3,000. So that should be alright for the moment, I think. Someone just posted 38 stacks of 200 for 4 gold per tie spray. Okay. They are indeed, exactly. That's what you want to do. Buy them when they're cheap. So let's go on. Let's look at our last character before we swap over to Samadan and see where he's at. I've still got a couple of other characters here that I would like to level up. I'm run out of time in terms of using the anniversary buff and Korok's Revenge, sadly. Oh, we could do that, maybe. We could gain a level or 2 on El Morte, because he's currently at 87, I think. We could use the last of the Korok's Revenge. When does it end? Let me have a look. So it ends... The anniversary ends here on the 8th. So it might be worth... We've got Darkmoon Fair starting, which is always nice for the reputation. So we've got that. So Tuesday morning US time, yeah, definitely. Trauma, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. It depends what's going to be more fun on the stream, though. That's the thing. Because you will be surprised to know, I actually did some raids on Samadan just to try them out. I went through and I was trying to finish off the war campaign because I've got so far behind on that. I've never actually finished it, and it was lovely to see all the cinematics. But I'm just at I haven't done the Battle for Dazara Law raid. I'd love to do that, but I did do the Eternal. Is it Emerald Palace? Eternal Palace, one of those. The latest one. I did that, and we got through the first 2 bosses of the last one, but we didn't do the last one, unfortunately. So sales-wise, we've got some good stuff here. 43,000. Drums of Fury. Doing okay, given that I don't have much stock of the Raw Beast Hide. We'll do those. Pick up all of those. Just bought 1,000 tie spray for 3k. Excellent. Right, we've got all of those. Everything else should be listed on... yeah, I did all this earlier, so that should be fine. let's just check shopping wise. Is there any decent raw beast hide on? Currently at 5 gold 50. I may buy it at that price because stock is limited. It's still a profit, I think, for drums. Let me just buy some of this up. There we go. And let's see what my profit margins are for Drums of Fury at that price. So we'll go for here and we'll go Drums of Fury. So currently crafting cost of 16 with a raw beast hide mat cost of, is that times 5? Is that got the correct raw beast hide? Mat cost is average of, mat cost is coming in at 3 gold 24, but my average purchase price is actually 4 gold 76. Let me just check that. That doesn't seem like I've got the right number. So let me have a look at my materials and let's look up raw beast hide. So it's currently saying 3 gold 24. So it must be from one of these other ones. So let's take those off and just change it to average buy, because that is my main way of doing it, of buying it on the auction house. Now it's at 4 gold 46. That's correct. So now when we go to drums, if we do a clear of this and a restock, it'll probably pop up, or not, as the case may be. Let's just try that again. Check my auctions. I've probably made enough already. Oh, I've got some on here. There we go. So now we've got only a 2 gold profit on the drums, looking at that. So the profits are tight. So given that raw beast hide is limited, we can have a look at these Drums of Fury and maybe see if we can reset them. Let's have a look. What have we got? So coming here at 24, I could take mine off. I'll buy the 8 of 5 here and take mine off, and then we'll come in at a higher price and reset this up to the 33 or 39 would be good. We could do the 39. That seems more reasonable. Let's just take that. So we'll buy that one as well, and then I'll take mine off. So go to this Drums of Fury, we'll take those off, and then we'll pop these back on. Let's open up all of those. Really need to stock up on Expulsum. Time to brace the shovel. Yes, we will be doing that much. I'll probably try and do that whilst I sort of like during the week. That should be easier. Might do some more shuffling next week, maybe, definitely. Might not buy the last one and put it at 40 plus. I could do Droha, but the good thing about that price is it's just kind of like above the market average, which seems okay to me. So if we do a quick look at that again, so 104 is just over. Although that said, actually, there's only 3 of them. You're right. Let's do them all. In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. There we go. 60 plus works as well. Exactly. You might as well. Is that Wildbacks? Thank you very much, Stopping Boy. Easy money. Exactly. You might as well make it higher. Oh, looks like Oreo's gone. So let's post these on. So auctioning. Let's run a post scan. Drums of Fury. Yeah, we're coming in here. My normal price is 57. So that's a good price to put them in at. Yeah, looking at my stats, my average sale price is 29. I've sold 5,000 in total. Most I've sold them for is 89 gold. Average cost of your raw beast hide, is that 3 gold? That's a decent amount, definitely. When you reset, you put it at 200% value. I think that's probably a good ballpark. But I'm gonna go with that one at 57. I think that should be that's the region market average. So I think we'll go for that and see what it comes out at. As we've got everything of that side. So I think I've restocked on these. Let me just double check. I shouldn't need to craft anything more. Yeah, we're all done on that. So 191,000 on Earthen is a decent amount. let's move ourselves over here. So, in terms of choices, last half hour, let's have a look at Samadan, because we could do with getting a couple of thousand gold in Nashitar quite easily. You sold 2 Dune Scavengers in the last 30 minutes. Excellent. 80,000 each. Very nice. Nice 20,000 flip on each. Congratulations, Zanzaful. Very nice indeed. Alright. Oh yeah, sorry about Samadan's transmog. I do apologise. That just happens to be what he's wearing. It's not actually transmog. And let's turn Oreo's camera off for the moment. There we go. So, next up, let's have a look. Hypnotic, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So, Samadan, my rogue, who is currently got Herbalism and Inscription. We are currently, yeah, there we are, Wayblade and Cohen, 2,000 gold. We are currently trying to do this only using gold that I've made myself. So we're currently at a very respectable 12,000 gold. So he's doing all right there at the moment. Have I thought about removing herbalism and getting dual crafting instead? I will wave eventually. Once I've gotten inscriptions set up and it's starting to make me some money, then I'm going to drop herbalism and I'm going to pick up dual crafting and do the 2 on this one character. Definitely. We've got a couple of things we can do here. We've got the Waveblade and Cohen to do, the Nashitar, so let's have a look at those. We have a few world quests here. That one's a good gold as well. We could do that, Terror of the Depths. And then we could do some for war resources. We could do a pet battle. That would be good for reputation. We could do that one. I should have the appropriate team for that. Let's have a look at my pet journal. Bone Shard, Icky and Chrominus. Let's just revive those. Oh, we've got 1:28 left to revive them. So we'll wait for that to come through and then we'll do that. So, order of play is let's head on over them. And then we can go and get ourselves sorted. So, 2,000 easy enough gold this way. So we might as well, as we're not quite powerful enough yet, let's pick up a follower. I'm not sure which one I'm doing at the moment. I think I'm doing the Bladesman. Don't think it really matters because I'm not fully working on them per se. So in terms of quests, let's go down here. We've got Prismatic Mana Pearls and we've got Terror of the Depths, so we can do both of those whilst we're over here. Let's take that one. And then if we find any herbs along the way, we'll pick those up with any luck. We should have most. Let's have a look. I'm just watching the map on the side. It's a fairly popular time at the moment, so right, let's get ourselves in the right position here. Where's the Murloc cave? That's right behind here, just here. So let's drop ourselves down. Is that the right cave? I think it is. No, that's not the right cave. I'm looking for the other cave. Well, let's see if we can join in whilst we're here. It's the next one, isn't it? Right. Let's join in and let's find this one. Let's sign up. Oh, got declined for that one. Let's try another one. Is there any of them opening up here? Oh. Need a bit of combat going on here. There we go, done that. Ooh, what will it lure? Oh, these ones. I hate these ones. Okay, we'll leave that for the moment. Let's see if there's anything else coming up. They're all empty. No one seems to be wanting to do it at the moment. So let's just sign up for any one of them. One with the tank in is probably a good start. Right, how many people are actually in here? The group is actually tiny. There's just a couple of people here. But people are coming in, so maybe we should be alright. Let's keep an eye on this. whilst we're doing this, we'll go over to the other cave. No, we've got another one to deal with here. Do that, do that. And do the next Murloc cave, which is... Oh, let me just get my bearings. This one here. Let's do these whilst we're waiting for that to coming through. Let's move that over the side there. It's all empty at the moment, which isn't a good start. We could do this one. The oracles have got a horde in here at the moment. That's making it harder. So we'll wait for the respawns over this side. Whilst our group... Oh, you can't do quests of the raid groups. Okay, thanks for reminding me that. We'll avoid that one then. We'll wait and join in here. It looks like they've gotten started already, so let's go and join in here. Do this, do that, click that, and hope for the best on everything else. Dodge that attack. Oh, we're going to get hurt here, so let's just move out a little bit. I've got no means of easily healing myself, so let's use my potion and hope there's any healers around. Got a Myrmidon not helping. So we'll do that whilst we're here. Done that. Done that. We've at least done some damage this time, so we should be alright there. There's some spawns, we'll deal with that. Ouch, that hurt. Come back here. Okay, happy as fun, Rock. Thanks ever so much for your gifted subs earlier, and have a great evening. And we'll see you again soon. Do that, click that, like that, do that, click that. Now we're cooking. Let's at least do some damage here. And Heraclea, thank you also for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I missed that one earlier. Dodge this attack. Do that. Oh, that didn't work. That hurt. Let's just heal up a little bit. Let's go around this way. It's great to see all these particle effects going off. Right, I don't want to actually... There we go. Been defeated. 60 gold. That's useful. Then let's leave. Party. We'll make sure we're out of the way first. Let's just hide. Oh, I've got one. That's only one, we're fine. We can do that quite easily. Whilst we're here, do that. And then let's hide ourselves whilst we go on up to do the Murloc cave after this. Sorry if I missed anything in chat there. If you do need anything repeating, please do say. I'm just going through and we'll pick up these, hopefully. There's a few up here. Let's start with these. Unfortunately, that Murloc didn't have any pockets to pick. One of 15. Let's do that one. This is where I end up mashing buttons, unfortunately. Let's see if we can join in some over. Let's go over this way, actually. Should be easier. There we go, got that there. As you know, how many Murlocs don't have eyes when you're supposed to collect those for quests either. Yeah, exactly. Right, looks like that's not got many in it. So we'll go up this way, go round. This is the way I normally go around this way. I'm going to go a bit faster here. There we are, let's just... Let's just tag a few of these. And then take them over to the middle with everyone else. And then we can all join in and get a whole load of them. All at once, with any luck. There we go, up to 9 out of 15. Oh, and we got strange. Oh, I'll do that. Right, where's everyone else at the moment? Yeah, Crack's coming round. He counts as one. So we'll add him in. That's not what I meant to press. That's what I meant to press. And number 4. It doesn't help when I can't see my keys. I don't know what number I'm pressing. Which is why I'd be no good at multiboxing. Right, any more around here? Let's have a look. A few down the bottom actually. I'll ignore that one actually. Yeah, let's go down. Let's get a couple whilst we're down here. Where's that tag? There we go. Do that one, and then we'll tag those. 10 out of 15, not too bad. And then scavengers around here. Let's go tag that one before it dies. I think we got that one in time. There we go, we got the 15 we needed. Now we can sneak our way out of here. This is a great part of playing a rogue. I don't know how to get out of here from this direction actually. Where's the exit? Let's look at the map. The map would suggest maybe up here or underwater. No, let's go around this way. That looks like a ramp up, if ever I saw one. Ah yes, here we go, and then out this way. And then we're done. Okay, Speckett, thank you ever so much for stopping by. See you again soon. And doesn't Iceboxer have an overlay to support clickers? That would be really nice if it did. Thank you, Mushy. We're nearly done here. So what we need to do, I've got a feeling I should really do these quests, because they'll give me a few things and it'll progress Najatar for me. So we'll do that. And then, so we've done 2 out of the 3. Our pets should be revived now after all of this. So we'll go over and do the revived pets. There we go. So we'll go over and do the pet battle next. So let's just move ourselves into some clear space. Dear, thank you very much for the resale for using your Prime. Happy New Year to you. I hope you're doing very well. Thank you ever so much for your support. That really is appreciated. Let's see, lots of emotes for you. Thank you very much indeed. I think it does Icebox having a clicking overlay. Yeah, I would find that very useful. Okay, so where we're off to next is the pet battle here, Silence. I think this is one of the standard ones. We should be okay. As in the standard one that we can use our normal technique for. Using Bone Shard and Icky as a combination. Oh, there's a herb down there somewhere. Where was it? Or is it underneath? No, there it is. Get ourselves some Xenonthid whilst we're here. And then we'll head on round. Let's go and have a look here. Now, where is this pet, I wonder? But you have to configure that all by yourself as the wizard doesn't set it up for clicking. Okay, Well, that's something that's doable if I were to get into multiboxing. At least it caters for people like myself. So that's a quest we need to do at some point. We'll come back to that. Where's this pet battle going to be? Around here somewhere. Where are you? Oh, you're that little thing down here. Okay. Right. Oh, we're in combat. Okay. Fathom Ray, I do apologise, but we have to clear combat. There we go. Move out of that. Loot that. Right. So, pet battle. We don't need the Zygle guide for this. We have a systematic way of doing this. So we'll start with a blistering cold. And that will stack up all this frost effect, this frostbite. We'll try an ice spike whilst we're here. We should be okay for a little bit. Now I will try and reapply that if I can. The blistering cold, if I don't die first. Looks like I'm going to die first anyway. But this is mainly the setup phase. Now we've got 3 rounds of that going. So let's try another blistering cold. No, we don't get enough in time, unfortunately. Oh, we do manage to set it up, actually. That's good. Excellent. So, over to Icky, who is going to do Black Claw, which is going to add a huge percentage to every attack against the target, 136. So, I'll add that on. And then with that added on, once we flock, they should start taking a huge amount of damage at the end of every turn. And then Creminius, my last tank, should deal the rest of the damage, hopefully. And that is a tactic that I use for pretty much 90% of the pets in Nazjatar and Mechagon. There we go. And then we get the extra reputation for handing that one in. So we'll pick up that. That's going to be useful. Now we need one more world quest. Anything is prismatic, 5 prismatic, 10 of those slain. 1, that's an easy one to do, just 1 person to kill. That's easier rather than 10. So we'll go over and do you. We'll keep an eye out for any any Xenanthid whilst we're going around. There's some down there somewhere. Couple of those, and then head over this way. Now I've published that strat. Hopefully your bone shard pets will start selling for more than 200 or so. Excellent. That's the one that I've been using. Bone shard is definitely useful. It was posted on Reddit. There was a really good Reddit post about it, which is the one I'm following. Right, depopulation. We'll ignore that one. And we'll carry on over. There's another one over here that I want to bypass. Well, there's some Xenanthid down there. We'll take that first. It's nice and easy to spot in Nazjatar, which is there's also some down there, but I'm going off course here. We want to go this way. Let's carry on target for the moment. There we go. Right. Test of your resilience. Is it this one? What do we need to do? Have I missed something? This is supposed to be easy. What's this orb? Have I just picked up something differently? Okay, let's have a look. Frozen Winds, Glacier Mage slain. So where is the actual Glacier Mage? I don't see them. Okay, maybe this isn't the world quest for me. I'll spend all my time just looking around for it. It'll spawn in the area eventually. Probably dead on the floor. Spawn in a bit. Okay, it is the right spot. Okay, thank you all for the faith and confidence. I did wonder. Okay, we'll give it a little bit of a wait. I'd rather wait and kill one thing than go off and kill 10 things. It takes me longer. It's these extra crushed tide orbs that are a little phasing me out a little bit. It seems to be just dumping on me, so we'll just have a look. Ah, here we go. Right, let's hide. Oh, we're in combat already. Okay. Glacier Mage, we'll start with you. Let's move out of the way of that. Rooted doesn't help. Let's hope I don't die. Got lots on me at the moment. Maybe if I vanish, that will help. And we'll go around this side. There we go. Oh, why did you reset? What was different there? Okay, this is going to be difficult now because I'm going to die and I already used my vanish. Okay. This is not the thing for me. Let's head back. Once you got all the ads on there, that is definitely not going to help me.
Perhaps your continued survival has made you complacent.
Right, let's find an easier world quest. Well, let's just check, actually. Let's see how they're doing. Let's take this cautiously. Let's get a tag in. Maybe we can do this cautiously, pulling them away. Let's work with the other people here. We can at least do some damage, that helps. Can't get my interrupting quick enough. I need to have that on a readily accessible button, more so than what I've got. I'm not sure whether I'm getting the right buff for that. Well, we seem to be in a better position at the moment. Okay, we can go through this. Pulling them away from the ads was a good idea. There we go. Okay, fantastic. Right. So let's head back up and hand in this quest, because we've got a couple of quests we can do. We can hand in the emissary for the 2,000 gold, and we can get the extra rep we need. We're going the wrong direction. We need to go south. And we also picked up 5 prismatic mana pearls. Love pressing that stun shot skill on the rogue so much. This has one. Gun sound, big crit, and stun. Yeah, it is a good one, definitely. Where am I? What am I doing? Where? I need to go that way. Too busy reading chat and not seeing where I'm flying. Recipe for disaster, of course. It's how you do world quests. Pet battles, turtles, kill one thing when others are killing it. Yep, that works too, definitely. Right, let's have a look. Let's hand in these. So we will get... Where are we at with reputation at the moment? So with Waveblade and Cones, we're only at friendly. So we still got our buff of 15%. We could possibly... Darkmoon Fairs begins at... Is that midnight tonight it starts? Or is it already started? Do all the world quests without thinking on the Alliance side. Yeah, they are. Once you're geared enough, they're definitely worth it. Okay, so let's get the 2,000 gold and another 1,725 on reputation. Oh, it has started on N8. Okay, and then let's do that for an extra extra 288 reputation. So that should now take me. Where are we at? Halfway through friendly, so that's a good chunk of the way through. We are currently, with the quest that we've done, we are honoured with Storm's Wake, so we can start making contracts there. And we're honoured with 7th Legion, so we can start making contracts there. So we're in a good position there. We need to do some more quests with Order of Embers and Proudmoore Admiralty. That will give us some gold as well. How are we looking at with our gold stocks though? So 14,464 gold. Just from doing that one was a good start. We have a number of herbs on us that we can start using for our inscription. Star moss, siren's pollen, and so on and so forth. So what else have we got that we could do? We've got a few different things that we could probably do with sending on to Samadan. A few things we can vendor. So let's clear up our bags a little bit. Let's go through that. Let's do it. Oh, that's an expensive repair, 216. And let's clear the junk. Do those. There's only a few of those. Now I do have a number of lock boxes that I could deal with. Shipping contract. I don't know if I need that. I think we'll get rid of that. And then those we can send on to Samadan. Those are the quest items. That's fine. Okay, so let's head back to the guild bank, because I've got a number of lockboxes I can open, which would be useful. Let's head over this way. And we can do this as a last thing. So Sunday morning it started. Okay, so it was available for me at the beginning this morning. Okay. I could have got the extra reputation with that as well, but I would have had to have gone all the way back there, so that would have cost me time. I always forget which direction I need to go in to leave this room. It always confuses me. Okay, what have we got over here? Supplies needed, storm silver ore. Anything that's useful to me at this point, that's azurite shards. Emissaries I could still do. That would be useful to do, just to keep up my reputation gains. But other than that, let's go head over to the guild bank. I get confused now. I'm like Gandalf with I have no memory of this place. Every time I zone in. Right, in the guild vault we have some spare lock boxes. So let's have a look through, see if we can find them. Right, this is a mess that needs sorting. That's also needs sorting a little bit. Here's some lock boxes. Right, I'm going to take these as the resident rogue. These now belong to me. There's actually some contracts here. I could use these to help with my reputation gains. Must remember that. Okay, let's take one. We need friendly with Proudmoore Admiralty. We could do Storm's Wake. We could work on that. Or Champions of Azeroth. I'm not sure which I'm going to need, so I'm going to collect up all of these and keep hold of those. I've also got a number of Tome of Illusions Cataclysm. I need to get those onto Samadan, because I've only got 3 in the auction house. Okay, we need to deal with that. This is kind of like an empty box now, and then we've got a couple of lockboxes here we need to deal with here. This is all a bit of a mess. Anything inscription wise we could use here? That's thorium leggings and radiant boots. Okay, nothing we can use there. Okay. All that cloth, you need my guild bank. I know, I've been stockpiling. This is my tide spray stock, ready for turning into expulsum. I've got 32,000 in the guild vault, and then Samadan has another 22,000 on him. So we are getting ready for 8.3, most definitely. Tortolan or Nazachar would be good ones, definitely. Gaming Hunters, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Hit the sort button, be so satisfied to see that lineup. We can do that, Mushy. Should we do that for this lot? Let's see if we can do that. I'm not sure if you can do it with no spaces spare. Let's fix this one up. Let's get all this tide spray sorted out. Let's clean up our guild banks whilst we're here. And this is a good way to finish the stream. Cleaning and tidying. Watching Sushi Sort do its work. This is the add-on that's doing all the sorting here. Sushi Sort. It's really good. Highly recommend it. It's at least getting all my tide spray collected together. I might take this tide spray out and put it all in one tab. Nice sleep-inducing routine, definitely. Oh, you just found me on Wowhead. Excellent, Gaming Hunters. Well, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're having a lovely evening so far. We are actually just finishing off soon, so you have just caught the end of the stream. Oh, it looks like Oreo's here as well. I forgot to put his camera back on. There we go. Oreo's here. Sleeping away peacefully. Makakai, thank you very much for using your Prime. Very kind of you. And Asgaris, thank you also for the follow. Is there a reason I am storing nylon thread in the guild bank? Not particularly, reeled in. It's literally something that I might have picked up on one character. I just need to pick it up and give it over to Samadan. That's all sorted. This could do with being sorted. Let's do this whilst we're here. Get all my cakes ready for Children's Week. They shouldn't be too stale after being here for over a year. It should be fine. Yeah, Oreo's fast asleep. No problem, Mimi. Thanks ever so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Some of this stuff I need to go through and actually get rid of because I don't think this is actually useful anymore. I'll probably end up vendoring a lot of this. You feel ready for 8.3? Excellent, Mushy. That's a good position to be in. I need to do some more braces and then I feel I'll be more ready once I've done that. The main thing that I do need to sort is the enchanting tab, I believe. That's the worst one. Let's have a look. This one's slightly bad. Let's sort this one out. We do have a lot of Dark Moon Firewater, which is useful. This has kind of got miscellaneous bits and pieces in it, really. So we could probably do with clearing this out. Once I have all the different professions, that should be alright. That Midnight Salmon shouldn't be there. That is Midnight Salmon, isn't it? No, Dark Moon Dagamore. Okay, that should be there. It confuses me. It's the same icon as Midnight Salmon. Most of this I don't need. The Motes of Harmony can go over to El Morte. He'll make use of those. The other herbs can probably come up to... I'll give those to Samadan here. And I've got a load of thorium bars here, actually. Not sure why those are in there. A little bit of osmanite ore. Okay, so that's that. See, this has only got a little bit of tide spray in here. I need to put all the tide spray in one place, really. And some of this stuff, like this osmanite and this monolite, needs to go in the other guild tab. I need to put these things in one place. This is a bit of a mess. This is just kind of like random bits and pieces. 3,500 bloodstained bone, 5,000 calcified bone, 3,000 tempest hide, miscale, and 491 expulsum. That's a good position to be in, definitely. We've got that. That's all fine, and this looks fairly reasonable actually. Let's just do a final sort of that, and then we'll be ready. Let that run through. Is that... What's that? Is that embroidered frostweave? That shouldn't be in here. It's frostweave cloth. That shouldn't be in the enchanting section. That needs to go. Can I actually take that out? I'll leave that there. I'll let it sort out. My soul is safe tonight. Now that everything's sorted, I'll be fine. I still need to adjust it slightly. It's not quite ready. Thanks for the stream. Thanks all for the info. Have a great week. You too, Lizelle. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your week. But whilst this last sort is going, I will be finishing up here myself. Oreo's ready for his sleep time, that's for sure. Tomorrow is back in the office, so back to my normal routine, getting up amazingly early, so that's going to be tricky. I'll see if I can manage it. I'm going to try and get my video out for my December roundup. Yeah, time to scrap and craft. That would be a nice bit of background task for me to do early in the morning, so that'll be quite good. I can just leave that running. So I'll try and get my December roundup video done, so that should be useful. We'll get that done, and other than that, I'm going to be working on my inscription. We'll get that going because we really haven't given it a decent run yet. We're only on level 80 out of 175. So we need to level this up, and then we can get going with inscription and see if we can make some gold on inscription. And then we need to do Legion inscription and see if we can flesh that profession out. So there's still plenty of stuff to do with my goals, most definitely. But that is time for me to finish. So I will say, for myself and Oreo, big thank you to everyone who's hung out in the stream tonight. Really appreciate your company. Let's see if we can find, is anyone on that we can throw a host on over to. Now, as Farmer True is streaming, I think as he helped me out so much with the multiboxing article, let's send him a host. So let's just get that going. And, oh, let me just mute that. Big advert coming in, do apologise. So if you are interested in multiboxing, Farmer True has all the answers for you. He will show you how it's done. And if you do have any questions, do give him a shout. So what I'll do is I'll set that one up. Farmer True, got that all sorted. So we're going to send a host over to Farmer True, who's going to demonstrate the amazing power of multiboxing. So until next time, next week, I hope you all have a lovely week. And from myself and Sleepy Oreo, we wish you a very good night, a lovely week, and we'll see you next week, hopefully. Until next time, happy gold making.